guy who's the color commentator for Mississippi State football and SEC baseball. So yeah, he brings a lot to the game, and he's right here.
Right now!
Online at thezone1059.com and on your radio at ESPN 105.9 The Zone.
Hey, everybody. What is up? Right out of the chute. How are y'all? It is a Tuesday live show here in the Bureau. The Farm Bureau Studio, Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team. They are your home team at Farm Bureau Insurance around the state of Mississippi. That's why I call them hometown heroes, because they show up when you really need them the most. Hopefully you never have that, that incident, quote unquote. But sometimes in insurance, and that's why you have it. And with Farm Bureau, it's great because you can just text your insurance agent and boom, they're there. 11 o'clock in the morning or 11 o'clock at night. And that's the way it works at Farm Bureau. It's personal. And that's the way it is in all 82 counties around the state. What up? Whatever county you're in, I appreciate you tuning into the show and listening in here today on this Tuesday of the week. You had more basketball last night. And so there's some stuff to react to and that kind of thing. But, it's a little different. You don't have, full slate of baseball in the midweek today. One of the games got moved to tomorrow. I guess what? Now we're done with the NCAA tournament games until, a few days into the weekend. So we'll kind of look forward to that. We'll go over all that. So really, anything's on the table today. Whatever y'all want to talk about is cool with me. But I got a few things I want to tell you also. So thank you for tuning in. All right. If you want to comment, lots of ways for you to be a part of the show. I hope you'll do that. As well, the show's always better when y'all are a part of it and you pipe up. As opposed to, I do all the talking. So comment on the live stream. If you're on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, however you're tuning in, say hey to me that way. Drop a comment, hit submit or post, and I'll see it all in one place. And I'll pop some of it up on the screen for you there. If you're watching the live stream, you may see your comments pop up on the screen. Hey, and a great way to be a part of the show, text me on the Country Pleasing text line. If you're new to the show, here's a number, 885-ESPN. 885-ESPN or 885-3776. And call me on the Davini phone, 995-1059. That'll give me a chance to hear your voice. So I'm here. JB is here. Most importantly, though, you are here. I am here today on the heels of my COVID vaccination. Got that second shot in the arm yesterday. I promised you I'd give you an update. And here it is. Both myself and the homecoming queen got our second COVID vaccine shot yesterday. And, it's a mixed bag of advice we got from friends and family and others. It said, some people said, oh boy, I was down and out for a day after that. Another person told us, yeah, about 6 to 8 hours after getting that second shot, started to really feel cruddy, like I had the flu. But I got over it the next day, stuff like that. And then you have other folks who go, well, I didn't experience any symptoms or not symptoms, but I didn't experience any side effects. Well, the latter would kind of describe me. I mean, just like a lot of these things, like the first shot, you got a little sore shoulder there where they stuck me in the arm. But other than that, no real, that I can tell, signs or symptoms of anything, to be just 100% honest with you. I don't feel bad. Maybe a little tired. Yeah. Maybe a little sinus issue, but for me, like, what else is new? That's every day of my life. Every day of my entire life, my nose has run. I know that's gross, but it just does. It's the way God made me, okay? Annabeth, on the other hand, is a little different. She's not like flat of her back like she's got the full-on flu after getting that second shot yesterday, but she doesn't feel 100%. And she's kind of sore shoulder to shoulder, side to side, through and through, back sore, and she's kind of complaining about it a little bit. She ain't feeling 100%, but she is, unless things worsen, scheduled to pop up here and make an appearance on the show today here in the Farm Bureau studio. So we get a full-on update from her. Plus, I want to ask her so that y'all can hear it, to tell the things that went on yesterday when Big Al, the cat, had to go to the vet. Hates it. Flips out, loses his mind. And it all happened yesterday. So, well, anyway, the greater point, we're fine. and we're on the heels of the vaccine. So I just thought I would mention this to you. JB, now I know you had the virus. Have you gotten a vaccine?
You know, excuse me, man. I got
Yeah.
a little frog in my throat.
First word of the day.
Yeah, blubber. I have been working the last couple days to schedule. I've been waiting for the Johnson & Johnson. And so that is available through one specific provider here in the metro area. I tried to get it scheduled yesterday, but they were having trouble with their internet.
Yeah.
And so I have scheduled a tentative appointment next Thursday to get the one shot does it all.
Get the one instead of getting two shots. I talked to a friend of mine yesterday over in Alabama, and that's what he said. He said, you know, things are slower as far as the rolling out of the vaccine in Alabama than they are here in Mississippi and a few other states. Like, we're way ahead. You know, because recently here in Mississippi, the governor said, what? Anybody 16 and over, get on in there. You know. But they did it everywhere around the country. They sort of did it incrementally, step by step. Like, the first step was the frontline healthcare workers, doctors, nurses. Get them the vaccine first, rightfully so. Next, older people. Then next, health issues. And then you start getting into the age groups. And then it finally got around to us. And then you open it up to everybody, which lets you know the state of Mississippi's done a really nice job rolling out the vaccine. But you have to consider we're a state that has less than 3 million people in it total. You know, Alabama's twice that. Same size, same, you know, geographical type of area, square footage if you want to. But they got twice as many people. But they're a lot slower. Like, I don't even think Alabama has gotten into the area of 50 and up. It's like 60 and up, go get the vaccine. But they're not even into the 50 and up thing over there. You know, but he said, I'm kind of okay with it. He's about my age. He said, I'm kind of okay with it because really what I want to do is get the vaccine where you just get one shot, not two. So, you know, hopefully that works out for them over there. Here's the reason. I just thought I'd point this out to you, JB.
Yeah, man.
Because I know you're the sugar guy and you're always eating snacks and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I've been told I'm sweet.
Well, when you get this vaccine,
yeah,
and I happen to know that there's one of these on the way to the studio where you're sitting right now.
Oh,
you're less than a square mile to this place.
And I've got my game plan already patched out.
Krispy Kreme Donuts is giving out a free donut to people with a vaccine card. If you haven't been through it, you get a card.
Some people are freaking out. Can you believe that?
Freaking out?
Yeah, because they're saying the COVID affects obese people more than it does others. And so now we're going to vaccine them. Then we're going to fill them full of donuts.
Yeah, right. There is this great irony.
You can't please
in that.
anybody all the time. So I don't get that.
I tell you who you can please. I tell you who you pay. No, fat people. Give them donuts. Here's the point.
I thought you were going to say police officers.
Yeah, those two. Everybody gets a card if you go get the vaccine. All right?
Right.
And whether you keep it or not, it's up to you. But if you keep it, you go to Krispy Kreme, you get a free donut. Here's the thing about it, though. They're giving away a free glazed donut to anyone who comes in with a COVID-19 vaccination card through the end of 2021. So, like, you could go today, free donut. Go tomorrow, free donut. The next day and the next day and the next day.
Well, if it makes it any better, the place where I'm scheduled to get my vaccination is actually less than a quarter of a mile from the Krispy Kreme.
Yes, just take it right on down there and celebrate. That's what I'm saying. Here's another question, though. How do you write this article and not spell COVID with a K? That's all I want to know. I mean, love it. Crispy with a K, cream with a K, yet you can't see that you ought to, for this particular article, this one article, it's okay and acceptable to spell COVID with a K. So head on down there, y'all. A free one.
I would say that's a good baseball analogy, too, because we're striking COVID out.
Yeah, that's way too cheesy. And they don't serve cheese at Krispy Kreme. Let's see. While employees have the time to get... Oh, the other thing they're doing. Employees at Krispy Kreme are going to get 4 paid hours to go get vaccinated if they choose to do it. And you got some other places like Target and Dollar General that are offering similar perks and some of that kind of thing if you show your vaccination card. Like they're trying to encourage people to do it by giving away free stuff. It says here, while employees have the time to get vaccinated, Krispy Kreme will not require vaccinations. Getting vaccinated is a personal choice, said the GM of the company, the CEO, but they do want to encourage and make sure nothing is standing in the way. So you're not penalized if you decide not to get it, but if you do, there's perks. And for y'all, roll through Krispy Kreme and get a donut. Yeah, great irony. Great irony. You need to get in shape. It helps you fight, helps the fight against COVID. But take your COVID card and go get a donut. That's the world we live in. It's not to the same degree, but it's a little bit like the rant I started yesterday on with the basketball players, and they're spitting on each other and rolling around.
It was worse last night if you watched the LSU game.
Slobbering and wallowing around and loose balls on the floor, and like your sweat's on me and my sweat's on you. But doggone, we go to the bench, we sure can't sit to get next to each other, and we can't shake hands after the game. Just dumb. What happened last night? Other than Michigan sending Will Wade home, what happened?
Well, it was in that game, and it was about halfway through the second half, and the guard Smart got kicked in the wrong place, and he is just running up and down the court with his hand in his pants, just hurting. You can tell he's hurting, and the announcers are just going, we really don't know what to say. He won't sit down. He won't do this. And I'm going, and he's not even going to leave the floor. He stayed in the game.
Stayed in. Well, the microphones.
Lord have mercy.
The microphones during the live broadcast on the side of the floor caught what he said. Did you hear what he said?
I did not.
He said that smarts. That was the most JB joke I've ever told right there. That's what that was. Yes. Michigan, an 86-78 winner last night over LSU. It was a good ball game. It really was. Let me get into some of your comments and texts, because I had one about that. It was actually Denzel texted the show on the Country Pleasing text line. He said, I know Michigan is a 1 seed, but I think they had the most impressive win last night. Without Lambert, their best player, handled LSU in a very exciting game. And it was tight. What, LSU had the lead at halftime? No, it was a 1 point game at halftime. 1 point
game, yeah.
And yes, Michigan wins the second half. Who was the guy? I'm going to look up the name here that I was so, and you had to be. I have not followed Michigan basketball this year to really know that much. It's not Brooks. Was it Williams off the bench, or was it Brown off the bench that played 27 minutes, had 21 points? That had to be him. Yeah, he was a man among boys in the ball game last night. Let's see, he's a guard. Anyway, it was a heck of a ball game. Got to watch that, and I'm not pulling necessarily against LSU, but I was happy to see Will Wade out of the tournament. I think it's best for everybody. 86-78, Michigan moves on. So there you go. Let's see, Jason in Flagstaff, he texted us. He said, how's the weather back home? It's snowing here again. He's in Flagstaff, Arizona. He says, not enough to help the drought or do anything fun, mind you, but just enough to be cold and a nuisance. I don't know about the whole state. JB, at North Mississippi today, we got rain.
Oh, man, we had to close the golf course. Right after men's prayer breakfast this morning. We tried to keep it open for a little bit, man, but we got a ton of rain in a hurry, and it's actually, partly cloudy, clear outside right now, but we're going to get a lot more later today and over the next couple of days, they say.
Yeah. Well, I did see.
But that country pleasing sausage was good for breakfast.
Had a baby. What flavor?
On that biscuit with that, just a plain.
Yeah,
but it had some sawmill gravy on it.
Ooh, had a baby. Had a boy. Yeah, Jason, I saw where the high temperatures here, pretty much around the state, are mid to upper 70s for the next week or so. Whether it's cloudy or not, we got great temperatures, and I think we're going to have. We may have a stint or two this weekend for baseball where State and Arkansas maybe get clouds or maybe even get a little rain. But at least right now the forecast looks like you're going to have a good bit of clear skies and sun also at times. So I don't think that they are or really are even ready to go 100% capacity. Come on in. I don't know that that's the case, but I think you're going to have a big crowd for baseball this weekend, State hosting Arkansas. First SEC home games in 2 years, effectively. So I think you'll have a big crowd. I've got people texting me like crazy looking for tickets.
Yeah. So I think my son-in-law retweeted Steve Robertson's tweet last night about packing the dude.
Yeah.
It's gonna get wild.
It's going to get
And the
wild.
weather is supposed to clear up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Good. You'll be nice and warm. Might even, if you're fair skinned, wear a little sunscreen, that kind of thing. So I'm looking forward to it. All right, let's see what Thibodeau has to say today on the Davini Equipment phone line, 995-1059. It's a 601 number, 995-1059. Thanks for calling, Thibodeau. What's up?
Man, such great news to hear about Krispy Kreme. I love a good donut.
I love them too. I love them too much.
So it just so happens that my household, my wife and I, we've got experience with both the different shots. She got the double and I got the single.
Mm-hmm.
She got the double way early on because she's in healthcare.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you what. When she got the second dose, her and I think 4 of her coworkers were out of commission for about 2.5 days.
Ooh, wow.
Because they all got them at the same time and everything. So she came home from the second dose and said, "I have a headache and I feel tired." She woke up the next morning and said, "I can't move."
So
she was down for Thursday and Friday. She got it on a Wednesday afternoon.
could I ask do you know if it was the Pfizer one or the Moderna?
It was Moderna.
Yeah. Well, and that kind of falls in line with some other stuff I'd heard, Thibodeau. Now, I'm certainly not the expert, and I've only paid attention to a few people, but it seems like most of the people who've said that after their second shot, that they were down for the count for a little bit, that it was people who got the Moderna one. See, we got Pfizer.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what my wife got.
Now, I went Friday afternoon and got the Janssen single shot, and I think about 2.5 hours into it, I just started to feel kind of tranquilized. Like I got really tired, really sluggish, and I went to bed super early Friday. Woke up not feeling great Saturday, but was able to muster up enough to go down to the flea market and hear some music for a little bit.
There you go.
But, I was fine. I mean, I went out and worked on Sunday and worked all day yesterday and was fine. So
there you go. Well, so far so good here. I'm glad to hear that for you, that especially this time of year, Thibodeau, because you don't need to be missing days right about now, do you?
Well, and that's what I told her. I said, look, whenever it becomes available, let me get this scheduled as late on a Friday as I can, because if it puts me down for a couple of days, I'd rather it be a weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I guess a lot of it's just different people react differently. There's all kinds of different factors. We even had somebody who's basically a doctor, who said to us that it looked like a lot of people who were getting vaccines who had actually had the virus at some point, that those people were having a much harder time with that second shot than people who didn't previously have the virus. Now, I'd heard that. Again, I'm not an expert. I just heard that from somebody who is. And so this, I guess, just depends on who and what, when and where. But glad you're up and at 'em, and glad that ultimately it worked out okay for your wife too, Thibodeau. But yeah, we'll get Annabeth in here later. I'll put it this way: if Annabeth doesn't show up on today's show at some point, it may mean it's gotten worse. I'll put it that way. But she's supposed to come by.
Well, I don't know about the Pfizer, but I can tell you with my wife, she just really needed to sleep a whole lot. Like, she had a bad headache, she was fatigued, so she stayed in the bed for a day and a half and slept, and then once it was over, she was good.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, good to hear from you, Thibodeau. Thank you, man.
Yeah, have a good one.
You too. And in that, we didn't have the virus that we knew of, but wasn't that one of the things, JB, that
Oh, yeah, it knocked my wife out for about 8 days.
Well, but I'm saying the fatigue part of it.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. She got hammered. She couldn't sit up for more than 15 minutes the first 4 or 5 days she had it. She just had to lay down on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
But it, like I said, all that affected me was taste and smell.
Yeah.
So it's just, I think the vaccine's very mimicky, if that's a word, of the virus itself.
Of the virus. And that would make sense. Jeremy on the Country Pleasing text line said, it's hard to know which report to believe. But aren't a lot of the reactions to the COVID vaccine due to blood type? See, again, I mean, you hear all kinds of stuff. I just don't know. I don't know. You're right, Jeremy. Don't know what to believe. Flowtown Ghost told us that he had the Moderna second shot 2 weeks ago. He said, my joints just quit hurting this past weekend. Had chills and very tired for 2 days after that. Had 3 others that were out of work for 2 days after. He said, I had it last February or March in terms of the time frame right there. So, I mean, gracious. So after effects, if you will, for a good little while. But hopefully, having gone through that now, Ghost, you're protected and maybe protect some others, and we can put this thing behind us. Tip of the cap, my country pleasing sausage cap. Tip of the cap to you for doing your part. All right. Who won? Who lost last night? Oh, by the way, how many people are watching this March Madness? Is it up? Is it down? I'll give you a couple details when we come back. I'm Matt in the Farm Bureau studio. Stick around.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
For double enjoyment, reach for Beech Nut Peppermint Gum. It sparkles your smile, your breath, your whole sense of enjoyment. Beech Nut Peppermint in the familiar yellow pack.
Jeans do come true. Blue Delta Jeans makes the best fitting, most comfortable jeans in the world. Let's dive in and see what we have here. Do what I did. Visit BlueDeltaJeans.com. Find your fit. Just for my listeners, enter discount code Matt Wyatt. Just answer the questions. BlueDeltaJeans.com. Answer the questions. Use this code. Use the code. You're going to get a discount. They are the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn.
Farm Bureau Insurance stands ready to provide financial relief to our communities in this time of crisis. This includes a one-time credit to all personal auto policyholders, a donation of $500,000 to the Mississippi Food Network, and additional payment options for those hit the hardest, all while continuing to service customer claims as well. But this is the time to go above and beyond. These are a few ways we're keeping the Farm Bureau promise. To learn more, talk to your agent or visit us online. Go with the home team.
Hey, y'all, let me tell you a little bit about C Spire. New stuff in 2021, including 5G coverage. If you go to their website right now, cspire.com, you're going to see their no bull, which, by the way, I love the Super Bowl ad with the slow motion bull. You're going to see that on the website. But look, they're right. There's been a lot of bull over the years in your wireless bill, depending on if who you were with. And my experience with C Spire is just like they say, there's no bull. I know what it's going to cost me each month. I know what my coverage is the number one coverage in Mississippi, period, the number one network. And they've got 5G phones that are 5G ready. Now, I have the new iPhone 12 Pro Max, got it at C Spire, went and did curbside at my local C Spire location and did the exchange where I traded in my old one, got the new one, and it's 5G capable. And we've got 5G coverage in parts of Mississippi, and it's just growing by the day. So you really ought to check that out, okay? And in terms of the new phones, you got deals going on those as well. Find those out at cspire.com. C Spire, customer inspired.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Every farmer understands their farm can't thrive without some good partners like sun, soil, and rain. And farmers in North Mississippi also rely on another important partner, Mississippi Land Bank, because land and farm financing are Mississippi Land Bank's primary focus. We've grown alongside these farmers' crops for more than 100 years. We understand what a farmer needs, and we know the lay of the land in North Mississippi Mississippi, and that's where I stand.
A lot of people in the equipment world, things kind of go in trends, I guess, if you want to say it. So kind of the first big thing that we look at when we start evaluating our business is going to be our turf equipment. That's kind of the first big push, because once everything, the water dries up and the grass starts growing, this is what everybody's looking to get. We carry the new Wright stand-up mower. Doesn't look like much, but this thing is, and it costs just as much as zero turn. Not a cheap unit at all. I mean, if you go out there and look at that zero turn, this thing right here, I mean, it's got all your components from your big pumps to your commercial engine to your large steel deck. And these guys were the first ones to make the standard mower.
Better buy Bird's Eye. Better buy Bird's Eye.
Yes, always look for this Bird's Eye Bird, your guarantee of top quality frozen food. And your big Bird's Eye buy this week is Bird's Eye Orange Juice. Easy, you can serve it in a minute.
Wyatt Show. The guy who, if he's not talking sports, hey, he's fishing for bass, okay? But he's right here, right now. Online at 1059.com and on your radio at ESPN 105.9, The Zone.
All right, back with you. It's a Krispy Kreme COVID Tuesday. If I wasn't hitting this diet pretty hard this time of year, I might slip on over to Krispy Kreme with my COVID vaccine card and get myself a free donut, but I'll hold off. I'm out here counting these calories again. And it's not too bad once you get used to it, to be honest with you. Back with you. Thanks for tuning in here in the studio. Staying connected to you because of C Spire, not just while we're on the air, but around the clock. I stay connected to you, tweeting and uploading and posting and live streaming and what else? All that stuff. Instagramming. Thanks to C Spire, the number one network in Mississippi. C Spire, customer inspired. Hogjow texted us on the COVID thing. He said, I had COVID. I said the COVID. He didn't. Hogjow says, I had COVID first week of December and was very ill. This month, I had Pfizer vaccines with no side effects at all. How about that? Maybe it is a blood type thing. Someone else said that in the text thread. Maybe we'll figure it out. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I've read some things that if you still have the antibodies, within 3 to 4 or 5 months, then, the vaccine may not affect you as much as it would if you either had not had COVID or, at least that's what my physician told me.
There you go.
Because I asked her, I said, how long do you, I had it last week in November through the first couple weeks of December. And she said, you carry the immunities, depending on your body type, anywhere between 3 to 5 months. So.
Okay. 3 to 5 months.
Mm-hmm. But I did not stay at a Holiday Inn Express.
We'll take your word for it, though. What else are we going to go on? It's as good as anything else right now, for sure.
That's about all I got.
Right.
At least that's what my dad said.
All right, real quick over here on the live stream on YouTube, Sven gave us a howdy do. He said, hello, boys and girls, and welcome to your daily dose of Mississippi State with a smiley face. Following it up, Jason gave us a howdy. Danny's in. He's watching on Facebook from Ringgold, Georgia. Michael, here, he's in Georgia as well. He just said Middle Georgia. He didn't even specify. He just said Middle Georgia. Now, Jason asked me on Facebook, he said, is Brad Cumbest at spring football this weekend? Why didn't he play this past weekend? I don't know. I went to football practice one day and I didn't see him at football practice. I think he's baseballing it right now. I think, Jason, the whole not playing might simply be that Braylon Skinner, who they intended to be a starting outfielder all along, first-year guy, obviously, out of JUCO, Northwest Community College. But I think they planned on Braylon Skinner. They could see what he is, knew what he was, planned on him being a starting outfielder all along. Then he got hurt, which opened the door for some guys in left field, including Cumbest. And that's why you saw him and some others a lot early in the year. Okay, and as soon as Braylon Skinner comes around, and then he has the game he has when they say, okay, you're fully healthy, we're going to start you against LSU, and he just went 3 for 3 with a home run and 2 RBIs or whatever it was. That's like, okay, here's our left fielder. We're just going to get him at bats and get him ready to go because they like his speed. And so honestly, Jason, it may just spell the end of platooning in left field. We'll see, unless something changes. We will see. Julie was letting us know on Periscope that they got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, had 0 reactions. Caleb asked me about the symptoms. None for me. Annabeth, a little sore, but that's okay. But nothing major. And I'm curious about you, Caleb. How'd yours go? Y'all let me know. Dave says, well, tomorrow in women's NCAA basketball, if Texas wins and Maryland wins, then Vic will be coaching against one of his former players, and Chloe Bibby. That could be exciting. By the way, too, hats off to the Ole Miss women who won their first-round game in the women's NIT last night. I forget who they beat. Who was it? Colorado? Was it Colorado or Colorado State? Anyway, they beat somebody, and they're moving on. So,
they beat
hats off
Colorado because of all the commotion going on in Boulder last night. Also added a little more introspection to that particular game.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I did see that. That was awful. Just awful. All right. On the men's side, y'all probably know some of this. Just real quick, I'll hit it for you. We told you yesterday, it was early in the day, a 15-point win for Oregon. They eliminated 2-seed Iowa. Gonzaga, no trouble, 16-point win over Oklahoma. They move on. UCLA crushed Abilene Christian by 20. Abilene Christian's out. UCLA moves on to Sweet 16. Creighton pretty much whipped Ohio. So that Cinderella story comes to an end. Creighton moves on, 5 seed. As we said earlier, 1 seed Michigan, they are on to the Sweet 16, eliminating LSU. Let's see, you had a good ball game there for a little while, and then it was a 4-point game at halftime, and Florida State blew the doors off the second half and beat Colorado. So Florida State moves on to Sweet 16. Final score in that one was 71-53. Alabama, 96-77 win over Maryland. Alabama just shot the lights out. They move on to the Sweet 16. And then USC just pummeled Kansas in that late game last night. 85.
Worst loss in Kansas's history.
What, in the tournament or just ever?
In the tournament.
Yeah. So what do you have there? A 34-point loss? Good night. USC 85, Kansas 51. Outscored them by 15 in the second half. Outscored them by what? Am I looking at this right? Outscored them by 19 in the first half. It can't be right.
Yeah, I was looking.
I said 15 was 5. I'm sorry, I got it wrong. Outscored them by 19 in the first half and outscored them by 5 in the second half. Sorry about that. So you watched it? You stayed up and watched it?
Yeah, I watched them all last night. Just couldn't go to bed.
Yeah.
Too excited. I mean, I get giddy this time of year.
You love it, huh?
Well, especially after not having it last year,
Sure, absolutely. Okay, so, and then do I have this right? Everybody, Sweet 16 games back in action on Saturday, including one SEC team that'll be Arkansas playing Oral Roberts, the 15 seed, who's one of the biggest Cinderella that's still left in the tournament. So they're going to play on Saturday. This is the note I was going to pass along. I don't know if you saw this, but according to Austin Karp, managing editor, digital editor at Sports Business Journal, that's where this kind of stuff comes from and is accepted across the sports media world. The NCAA tournament averaging 8.5 million viewers Thursday through Sunday. It's across all the networks that carried it. So there'd be CBS, TBS, TNT, and True TV. So here's how that compares. It's down just 3% from the same time period in 2019 when you had Zion and Duke. But if you go back the year before that, these numbers this year are actually up 3% from 2018. So, I mean, you're right there in the mix this year. Well, here's why that's important, I think. Compare it to other sports. Right? Okay, so again, this year so far, March Madness, It's slightly down from 2019, the last time you had a full tournament, down 3%, but it's slightly up 3% from 2018. So what we're saying is in a year, if you go back to last year to this year with COVID and this pandemic, what has been the story about sports viewership? It's down. Across the board, everywhere it's down, right? It's down, down, down. College football, national championship game, way down. People go, pandemic. That's why everything's down. Well, yeah, if you're comparing it to the NBA, which was historically down. But now you have March Madness, which by itself has sort of debunked this theory that people kept throwing up here every time you would mention, hey, NBA ratings have not just gone down, they have absolutely tanked. That was last year in the bubble, and so far this year. It was, hey, look, the college championship game, the playoffs, but the championship game, the Alabama-Ohio State, it wasn't just down, it was like historically down. And people go, yeah, well, pandemic, COVID, everything's down. It's not their fault. Well, now we've got a new piece of data. And there's a whole lot of JBs out there, JB, just like you, that are absolutely giddy to watch this basketball. Now,
well, I was just texting you, man. If you want to tease my bracket at the end before we come back, I'll let you.
Is it doing good now or terrible?
I jumped up. No, I jumped up about 10 spots.
Well, you were, so now you're in the top 20.
Yeah, I'm tied for 17th.
Okay. That'll get you, that and a quarter get you maybe a cup of coffee somewhere. Hey, seriously though.
Yeah.
JB, this is important. This is an important data point right here.
What's that?
It's not just you.
Right.
Okay? It's the
8.5 million others.
Well, what I'm saying is it's kicking tail in terms of TV viewership.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
No other sports did that
during
this cycle. Now, I don't know what you chalk it up to, but I have a theory. Parity has a lot to do with it.
Makes it more interesting. More people tune in.
Do you have parity in the NBA?
No.
To go along with all their other problems? Do you have parity in college football?
Not really.
To go along with all their other problems? You have a little bit in the NFL? But the Chiefs just waxed everybody the whole year. Everybody knew the Chiefs going to be in the Super Bowl. But you got parity in this deal for sure. I think
the Bears are going to be in the Super Bowl next year. We're going to call them the Juju Bears.
Stick around.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Arrived today. Jeans do come true. Thank you, Blue Delta. Yeah, jeans do come true. That's what the bag says. Blue Delta jeans makes the best fitting, most comfortable jeans in the world because they are uniquely made for you and only you. Raw denim jeans, custom fit, hand tailored in Tupelo, Mississippi, my hometown. Let's dive in and see what we have here. Do what I did. Visit BlueDeltaJeans.com. Find your fit, design a jean, and before you know it, you'll be addicted. Just for my listeners, enter discount code Matt Wyatt, all lowercase. Again, that's if you listen to me, you can use discount code Matt Wyatt, all lowercase, and at checkout, you're going to get a 10% discount off your order. So I just went online, ordered them, BlueDeltaJeans.com. A couple weeks ago, went in, I didn't go get measured. I just entered, what I knew about myself. I just answered the questions, and here they are at my doorstep a couple weeks later. Nice. Yeah, Blue Delta. Nice. I'm happy. I've known the Blue Delta team for years, and I'm thrilled to have these guys on as a sponsor of this show. Blue Delta's virtual tailor is a fun and easy way to get yourself into the best fitting pair of jeans you're ever going to own. Bet you never thought you'd get a butt shot out of me, huh? How about that? Just answer the questions and they fit absolutely perfectly. They couldn't fit better. So just go online, BlueDeltaJeans.com, answer the questions. It's amazing how they do it. They will fit perfectly. You're not going to find better material and better feeling pants, period, anywhere BlueDeltaJeans.com. Use this code. Use the code. You're going to get a discount. They are the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. I promise you that. And I know that you are going to love them too. Make sure you use the code. And remember, jeans do come true.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Let me tell you about an ice cream can't be beat.
The very best tasting you can eat.
It's Meadow, 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 Meadow Smooth Freeze Meadow Gold. Go to your ice cream man today and here's the word that you should say. Oh, give me Meadow, Meadow, Meadow Smooth Freeze Meadow Gold. And remember, folks, Meadow Gold
Is mighty good.
For double enjoyment, reach for Beech Nut Peppermint Gum. It sparkles your smile, your breath, your whole sense of enjoyment. Beech Nut Peppermint in the familiar yellow pack.
6 o'clock, dinner time. Thank goodness for Jello instant pudding.
Yes, thank goodness for Jello Instant Pudding. The terrific busy day dessert you can make at the very last minute. See how quick and easy. Just add it to cold milk and beat it up. That's all. By the time you're ready to eat it, it's all ready for you. Jello Instant Pudding, made by the famous Jello folks. So creamy, so nourishing, so delicious. No other instant pudding is quite the same. Stock your shelves with all 7 flavors. The good busy day dessert. Jello Instant Pudding.
Online at thezone1059.com and on your radio on ESPN 105.9. The Zone.
Hey, back with you. Go get you some of those Blue Delta jeans if you haven't. Try it out. I'm telling you, make a great gift too if you know somebody's measurements, because now you can go online and do the virtual tailor to get these custom fit jeans with this high quality denim made for you. What do they call it? Bespoke? I think that's the way you pronounce it. Pronunciate it, Jake. I have a pair of those that I recently went online to BlueDeltaJeans.com, filled in the info right there, typed in my measurements and answered all the questions they asked me. A couple of weeks later, ding dong, they show up on the doorstep. I put them on. I'm not skeptical, but I'm thinking, custom fit. I put them on. I could not believe it. Perfect. And if you'll use my name at checkout, you get a discount. 10% off your purchase, save you some moolah. And that's important. So use Matt Wyatt at BlueDeltaJeans.com, all lowercase, no spaces, Matt Wyatt at BlueDeltaJeans.com, and get some. You know you want some. Go ahead on and get some. All right. Couple things here. Anthony from Tupelo. We were talking about USC blowing the doors off the Kansas Jayhawks last night. Anthony said those two brothers that play at USC are must-see TV if you're a basketball fan. Didn't see it. Sorry, Anthony. I will watch the next one. Now, I got a long text here. It's on the baseball front. Got it from Jay in Baltimore on the Country Pleasin' text line. Country Pleasin' sausage on grocery store shelves throughout the Southeast. Look for the red hog. If it's got that red hog on it, it says Country Pleasin', then you can't go wrong. Just ask JB. He ate it this morning. Jay in Baltimore says, based on a comment in the first segment, it sounds like you are a man who can get his hands on some Bulldog baseball tickets. No. All I said, Jay, was that I've gotten texts from people looking for baseball tickets. I'm telling you, I'm the last person people ought to ask for that. But if we're tight, I'll do what I can, but I can't promise anything. Anyway, we'll get some tickets rounded up. But Jay says, where does a big Bulldog fan in Baltimore who frequents the Matt Wyatt radio show fall in the pecking order for ticket requests? Jay, you know I'll do everything I can, man. I'll help you out. Jay says, my question for the day, the announcers in Sunday's game against LSU did not make any friends in Mississippi with their derogatory comments about our Sunday black uniforms. They were clearly LSU fans, and it showed through the broadcast. Where is the line as a broadcaster with favoritism, and how challenging it is for you to not show that emotion for MSU when you are behind the mic? From Jay in Baltimore. I appreciate the question. Let me give you some context, Jay, real quick, and then I'm going to jump over here to the phone line real quick. It's my understanding, Jay, that was not a per se television broadcast or even strictly an SEC plus television broadcast like you had the night before with the guy and Ben McDonald, which they were doing it strictly for LSU. And, McDonald shoots it down the middle. And they did a great job. The Sunday game, it's my understanding, was the video feed like normal of the game that they do in-house at LSU, same way we do at State, but synced up and paired with the radio broadcast, the LSU home radio broadcast. It's like their version of Jim Ellis and Ron Polk at State. And the reason is LSU basketball playing in the NCAA tournament, so their announcer, play-by-play announcer, is with their basketball team getting ready for that. He wasn't there to do baseball. So this was someone who's getting an opportunity to call LSU baseball on the radio. Okay. And they synced it up so that you'd have a broadcast to go with the video feed as well, if that makes any sense. They passed the radio through to the TV thing. Now, my opinion is the guys were very good. I don't know their names. I wish I did. But the play-by-play announcer for LSU, he's the one who said, I don't like these black uniforms. They look like beer league softball uniforms. Well, that's just an opinion, but he's giving it on the LSU radio broadcast. Okay. And for me, I in my head, don't let that one comment take away from what I thought was he did a very good job calling the ball game. I really did. And their color announcer, I wish I knew who it was, but whoever the color announcer was on that broadcast, he was very good. Now they're the home team. They should be for LSU. And I expect that. I thought outside of that, I thought they did a very good job. I didn't have any problem with it. That's just me. I'll come back to your texts, Reservoir Dog, Mansplain, others. But first, I want to jump over here to the phone line, where my friend Sir Charles has a comment about the NCAA tournament. Charles, what's up?
Hey there, how you doing there? Hey, but first, I heard you got some connections with some Mr. State baseball tickets. I'll give you a volunteer Happy Meal if you give them some.
Hey, I'll tell you this much. If you give me a Tennessee Happy Meal, we can come up with more than just tickets. Promise you that.
Sound pretty good. All right. Now, did you see the Oklahoma-Gonzaga basketball game yesterday?
Didn't.
Oh, man, you should have seen it. It was terrible. Oklahoma played so terrible. I mean, terrible. They knew how to shoot the ball. They didn't know how to defend the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
They couldn't defend the ball from Drew Timme. You know who Drew Timme is?
No.
He's that fella that has that big old furry caterpillar on his face.
A mustache?
He doesn't even look like a basketball player. He looks like a dang biker that came up off the street and is playing basketball. And then Alabama and Maryland. Maryland played terrible. I mean, crazy. I mean, again, they knew how to shoot the ball, but they couldn't defend the ball. I mean, they played like a bunch of dang knuckleheads.
Hey, Charles, do you mind if I ask you? Can I ask you a question? I would like to know, do you ever get tired of Kenny Smith giving you a hard time on the TNT and TBS broadcast? Because he He acts like you're just completely stupid sometimes.
Well, Kenny's a knucklehead. He doesn't know anything. He's just there on a special work program.
All right, last thing, Sir Charles, before you, because I know you're busy. You got TV work to do. Last thing, how's your bracket holding up?
Man, my bracket was terrible. I mean, crazy. I didn't even do it. I'm not even doing that good. The only teams that you can trust in is going with the 101-year-old nun of Loyola, Chicago, Gonzaga, and Alabama, which I hate to say because I'm an urban fern.
Sir Charles, have a great day. Thank you.
All right, see you later. Live long and prosper, and don't be a knucklehead.
Okay, I will not be a knucklehead. At least not like Kenny, because I'm not on work release. All you can depend on is a 101-year-old nun in Loyola. And Oklahoma was terrible. And did you see Alabama and Maryland last night? That's great. Reservoir Dog texted the show. He said, "Hey, Matt, as a soccer fan, I really love our domestic league." What? MLS. I ain't reading nothing about soccer. Sorry. Man's waste of breath. Mansplain says, "Are all fan bases as whiny as MSU fans when it comes to complaining about TV announcers? Just ignore it." Unnamed texter said, "That's why you should always listen to the Hail State app." Yeah, so you can listen to Jim, call the game. Yeah, listen to Jim. Really, I tuned in. I didn't think it. I heard the comments. He didn't like the state uniforms, black uniforms, but I don't know. I didn't let that take away from what I thought was they did a nice job on the rest of it. I was just being honest. White Denzel said, "The guy who said that about the state baseball uniforms was Hunter Palmer." Okay. All right. Why is it not okay for him? He's the LSU announcer on the radio. They're pumping it through on the TV. Why is it not okay for him to dislike the uniforms? I would almost bet you, and I'm a state guy, obviously, and I'm neither here nor there. They're black uniforms, whatever. What do I care? I don't have to wear it. Just go win the game. But here's the thing. I guarantee you a lot of people that are mad at this guy for saying that about the uniforms, and they want to hit him up on social media and I'm going to turn it off and I'm going to go to the radio, or just watch on mute. The same people that hate cancel culture. Hate it. Let him have an opinion. Just because it's different, so what? It don't mean anything. All right, so Bama fan says, "I am not an LSU fan for sure, but the radio guy is right. The MSU black uniforms are terrible." See? They're polarizing. I don't mind them at all. I'm kind of used to them. They've been wearing them on Sundays for so long now, and they won a lot in them. Back when Jake Mangum and that group played in them, what do they call them? The Nickel Blacks on Sundays. They said we never lose in those, and they didn't. They hardly ever lost in them. So I don't care. Wear whatever you want to wear. Ernest T. said, "I agree with the two hosts on earlier shows that Pitino is a great coach, but his character is questionable." Questionable? Ernest T.? That's about the understatement of the day. Huge ego and has had more plastic surgery than any of the Kardashians. Yeah. And anybody can change. That's the thing about it. And here I stand. I've been very critical of some people, some of these coaches, including Rick Pitino. And he can change. He's like anybody else. He may not stay the same. But to this point, there are no indications otherwise. He's a bad apple. Y'all stick around.
We have made dozens of these deaths.
Farm Bureau Insurance stands ready to provide financial relief to our communities in this time of crisis. This includes a one-time credit to all personal auto policyholders, a donation of $500,000 to the Mississippi Food Network, and additional payment options for those hit the hardest, all while continuing to service customer claims as well. But this is the time to go above and beyond. These are a few ways we're keeping the Farm Bureau promise. To learn more, talk to your agent or visit us online. Go with the home team.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
We are about to have a fire and cook some sausage. A country pleasing sausage is outstanding whether you cook it over a fire or in the house. Cook some of this right here. It's green onion flavor. You see that? But this right here is my favorite, the maple flavor. And this is great for breakfast. It's awesome cooking it in the house because it makes the whole house smell good. Oh yeah. Let's eat country pleasing sausage, the best, hands down. If you go to countrypleasing.com, you can actually order this and deliver it to your house. Country pleasing sausage, hands down, the best. Trust me. Divinity Equipment, Spring Ridge Road in Jackson, Highway 51 in Madison. Hey y'all, let me tell you a little bit about C Spire. New stuff in 2021, including 5G coverage. If you go to their website right now, cspire.com, you're going to see their no bull, which, by the way, I love the Super Bowl ad with the slow motion bull. You're going to see that on the website. But look, they're right. There's been a lot of bull over the years in your wireless bill, depending on who you were with. And my experience with C Spire is just like they say, there's no bull. I know what it's going to cost me each month. I know what my coverage is the number one coverage in Mississippi, period, the number one network. And they've got 5G phones that are 5G ready. Now, I have the new iPhone 12 Pro Max, got it at C Spire, went and did curbside at my local C Spire location and did the exchange where I traded in my old one, got the new one, and it's 5G capable. And we've got 5G coverage in parts of Mississippi, and it's just growing by the day. So you really ought to check that out, okay? And in terms of the new phones, you got deals going on those as well. Find those out at cspire.com. C Spire, customer inspired.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Jeans do come true. Blue Delta Jeans makes the best fitting, most comfortable jeans in the world because they are uniquely made for you and only you. Let's dive in and see what we have here. Do what I did. Visit BlueDeltaJeans.com. Find your fit, design a jean, and before you know it, you'll be addicted. Just for my listeners, enter discount code Matt Wyatt, all lowercase, BlueDeltaJeans.com. I just entered, what I knew about myself. I just answered the questions, and here they are. Nice. Yeah, Blue Delta. Just answered the questions, and they fit absolutely perfectly. They couldn't fit better. So just go online, BlueDeltaJeans.com, answer the questions, use this code. Use the code, you're going to get a discount. They are the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn, and I know that you are going to love them too.
WRKS Pickens Jackson.
Time.
It's time to get back to the Matt Wyatt Show.
Live in the studio.
Online at thezone1059.com and on your radio at ESPN 105.9 The Zone.
All right. Here we go. Let's go. Hour number 2 of the show. Off and running with you here in the Bureau. I'm Matt. JB is here. Reminding you to slip on out there and get you a pair of those Blue Delta jeans. Go to bluedeltajeans.com. Premium, one size fits one custom fit jeans just for you. And you can do it all online now. I did it. They fit perfectly. I really recommend it. You used to have to do it in person. And that's still good to do if you can, but you can do the virtual tailor at bluedeltajeans.com. Fill out the answers, put in everything it asks for. And if you use my name at checkout, you save money. That's important. Get 10% off your purchase by using my name, Matt Wyatt. No spaces, all lowercase, Matt Wyatt, code at checkout. Save a little money there. BlueDeltaJeans.com. Welcome into hour number 2. So we've got Sweet 16. They'll play Saturday and Sunday. You get 4 games on Saturday, 4 on Sunday. Let's see. You got 2 SEC teams left, Arkansas and Alabama. Arkansas will play on Saturday against Oral Roberts, everybody's favorite Cinderella right now. Alabama will play on Sunday against 11-seed UCLA. UCLA has gotten to the Sweet 16 by upsetting 6-seed BYU and then just whipping up on 14-seed Abilene Christian by 20 last night. Alabama has a very, very, very easy path to the Final Four. And even if they get in there on the other side of the bracket from Alabama, which they probably get to the Final Four, you've got a 2-seed in Houston, an 11-seed in Syracuse, a 12 in Oregon State, and an 8-seed in Loyola Chicago. I mean, Alabama's good. I'm not taking anything away from them. But there's no 1s and 2s. I guess they could wind up with Michigan. They could meet Michigan.
Yeah, that's what I got them doing. Meet Michigan in the
Elite Eight.
Elite Eight, and then I got Michigan winning.
Okay. I tell you, man, the way Alabama shoots
still have a
basketball.
chance to get 3 of the 4 Final Four.
Okay, so you've got how many teams left on your bracket in the 16?
I got 10 out of 16.
Man, that's great. Let me guess. Oral Roberts isn't one of them.
No, that's correct.
Okay. Is Oregon one of them?
No, Oregon was not one of them.
What about USC?
Yes, USC.
You did have them going, a 6 seed. Yeah. And they beat Drake, and then they upset Kansas.
Actually had Florida State as well.
Okay. And that's who's up against Michigan. Okay, so you've got, am I looking at this right? You got 3 Pac-12 teams left. And that's USC and Oregon going to face off in the Sweet 16 on Saturday. And then you got UCLA playing Alabama on Sunday. So 3 Pac-12 teams left. So they're guaranteed to get at least 1 team to the Elite Eight. But depending on how things fall, if UCLA could upset Alabama, they could possibly get 2 teams in the Elite Eight. And if they do, they will face each other. So the Pac-12's had a heck of a run to this point. I guess what? The loser of that, obviously they're going to have, again, at least 1 Pac-12 team that will lose this weekend. And, JB, that'll be their first loss in the tournament?
Yeah, that's correct.
Isn't that crazy? That conference's first loss in this entire tournament will come. No, I'm wrong because Oregon State's in it. So I got to redo the numbers. So the Pac-12 has not lost a game with their 4 teams yet, with their 4 teams in the tournament.
Well, and we just had a caller that reminded me, and I looked at my bracket. They got 4 teams in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You were talking
Oregon State. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Oregon State's in, so you got 4 teams now. So Oregon State, and they've advanced by beating Tennessee, and then they beat Oklahoma State. They're a 12 seed. Okay, so Oregon State's 2-0.
That whole quarter of my bracket looks like Hiroshima.
It's really interesting how good a run they've had. So I got to redo the numbers now. Again, they are guaranteed to get at least 1 team in the Elite Eight. But they could potentially have up to 3 teams in the Elite Eight. If Oregon State could upset Loyola Chicago, no, it wouldn't be a technical upset because it's only 4 spots different. They're an 8 seed. They'll get either USC or Oregon in the Elite Eight because they're playing each other. And then if UCLA could upset Alabama on 11 versus a 2, they could potentially have 3 teams in the Elite Eight and hadn't lost a game yet going into the Sweet 16 as a conference. That's just unheard of. Okay.
I'll tell you what, Alabama sure looked good last night.
I mean, they could not miss. They look good.
They just have an energy about them.
They play harder and faster.
Yeah, you're right. You are right.
They play harder and faster than the other guys, and they are fun to watch. Sometimes even when it is your team, they're running circles around. They're still fun to watch just because, I mean, it's an exciting style because they hit the shots. You know, it wouldn't be exciting if they play fast and miss all those threes, but because they hit them, it's fun to watch. They do a lot of things well. Okay, let me rally with y'all over here real quick. And Louvier, before I get to your text, I'm going to hit you with something. So stay tuned. I promise you, I think you're gonna like it.
We had another fact checker, and we missed out the fact that Colorado is the only big Pac-12 team to lose. We keep forgetting that Colorado's in the Pac-12 now.
Yeah,
and they lost last night to Florida State.
Okay,
so they got 1 loss in the
so Pac-12. Scratch everything we said. They've lost a game, Colorado. All right, Patrick said, you took the words out of my mouth about cancel culture. I think they were voted one of the top uniforms, so who cares what? Yeah, I mean, it's just an opinion, Patrick. That's all that is. Bill in Madison said, I'm a huge MSU baseball fan, and I can't stand the black uniforms. See, they're polarizing. I like things that are polarizing most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time, I like things that are polarizing. Whether I actually like that thing or not, I appreciate when things are polarizing. Reservoir Dog said, the LSU play-by-play guy is at Hunt Palmer 88 on Twitter. Reservoir Dog says, I didn't appreciate the uniform comment, but thought they did a great job on the broadcast otherwise, especially the color guy who's a little more measured about his comments. I thought they did good. I enjoyed it. Whoever the color guy was, obviously a former player. I mean, he did a heck of a job, I thought. I enjoyed it. So Norman said, Coffee Norman said, impersonation caller is great. Sir Charles is my favorite. A terribly talented guy. Hey, isn't he good? Yeah, sorry. He's a young fellow named Ryan. He does great on the impressions. Jay in Baltimore said, I didn't have a problem with the comments. And the black uniforms are not my favorite either. While it may not be fair, I just compare everyone to Jim Ellis, you, Bart, and Charlie, and you guys keep it so professional. Well, and I will tell you this, Jay, I can't speak. It's sort of understood on the radio, especially with a guy who's been doing it as long as Jim Ellis has. But on the TV side of it, if you want to call it that, yeah, on the TV side of it, Bart, Charlie, me, those of us that do that for SEC Plus for state, we were told year one, back in 2014, before we ever put on a shirt with a logo on it, understand something. This is not a home team broadcast. You're our guys. You're here for us. You're doing our games. But understand, the fans of this other team are also watching this, okay? Whether it's an SEC team or not. And so just be professional with it. This is not a us versus them type of broadcast. We were made to understand that. Not that they necessarily had to, but they drove that point home. So it's a respect thing. And you don't get that every place or with every broadcaster, but, you know, we only have to live with it for a couple of hours. So there you go. No, here's what I wanted to give as a gift, sort of to my man Louvier, but also to all of us. If I can find it here. I got to click on it here. Hold on. Oh, what you got? Oh, what you got? All right, there is a story from the baseball world. I know there was a long pause there. I appreciate y'all being patient. There's a story from the baseball world. Just obscure story. You don't even think anything about it. But I did when I read it. Down in Tampa at spring training, the Yankees have another injury with another high-leverage lefty pitcher, lefty reliever. His name is Justin Wilson. Justin Wilson exited Monday's game with tightness in his left shoulder. I read it. Yankees pitcher Justin Wilson had to leave the spring training game with an arm deal. It's bad if you're a Yankees fan. It's good if you're me, though, because it made me think of one guy. And you know who it is. Justin Wilson. Justin Wilson. The Cajun cook. And I found this, and y'all are going to listen, and so am I.
Hi, y'all are. I'm glad for you to see me, I guarantee. You know, you always hear how a man or people like do his meat and potato. With me, I like them meat and potato too. Us Cajuns like that. We like it Cajun style. Even better, you know, because it's more better. We're going to cook a pot roast and all kind of stuff on that. But before I did that, I got to tell a story what I meant to tell the other day, and I just ain't did it. This pot roast we're going to cook it called magnifique.
This is a different Justin Wilson. This is Justin Wilson, the Cajun cook, back in the old public television days, born in 1914, passed away in 2001. We've been in without him now for a long time, for 20 years. Almost going on 20 years. Nothing like the Cajun
when I lived
cook.
down in Baton Rouge, man. He was a cool dude.
Magnifique. But the story I want to tell you, it's about meat, but in an indirect way. I got a friend named Travis Lobel who's got a chicken farm, great big chicken farm, I guarantee. But when he started out, it wasn't big, no. So what he do is he started with just a few chicken, and they haul up there, and he built a blackstop road by his house. And the automobile go by there, zoom, 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 just fast all the time. And they kill all his chicken. So he called the state police. Captain Walker was there, along with Sergeant Melanson, and at that time, Joe Green was there too, Sergeant Joe Green. He called and said, look, you got to do something about all these people going by here so fast and kill my chicken. You got to put a sign up or something. So they put a sign up there. Plant entrant, slow. Zoom, 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 zoom. They speed up more than they had before. All right. He called them. Old Travis called them every day. Not once a day, no, at least 30 times. You got to do something about this. So they come out there, all right, we'll put another sign up. They put a sign up there, slow, cheering at play. Zoom, 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 zoom. They speed them up more. He said, look, he called and said, look, you mind if I put my own sign up? They said, go ahead, because he's been calling them 50 times a day about them signs, at least. Just put your own sign. It's all right with us. Just don't bother us some more. Captain Walker told him that. So he don't call him some more. You don't hear from him for about 30 days. And Captain Walker asked Sergeant Joe Green and Sergeant Warren Melanson, say, you hear from that fellow Lobel about his chicken? He said, no. He said he's going to put his own sign up. They try to get him on the phone. He don't answer the phone. They said, we got to go see what kind of sign that is. So they get in the automobile, all three of them, in a petroleum car. And they go out there and pass by Travis Lobel's chicken farm at Springfield, Louisiana. And there's a great big sign. 4 by 8, 4 by 8, that'd make 8 by 8 sign they got up there. Slow, nudist colony.
Hey, that slowed him down. That slowed him down.
Talk about, never mind.
That slowed him down. They let off the gas when they saw that sign that said, slow down, nudist colony. That was just for you, Louvier. Just for you. Justin Wilson, the Cajun cook. Thought about you when I saw that. Louvier said, nothing worse than jeans that don't fit right. It's terrible. You ain't kidding. Hey, and listen, what I'm telling you is, and I know they cost more. I get it. I'm trying my best to save you a little money on that. Use my name, Matt Wyatt, all lowercase, no spaces at checkout as a code to get 10% off. If you go to bluedeltajeans.com and answer their questions on the virtual tailor, you will get a pair of jeans that fit unlike anything else you've ever put on. Trust me. Bama fan said the MSU black uniforms make the players look like they need to be dirt bike racing. Everybody's got such strong opinions on this. I love it. Ernest said, Bama reflects the personality of their coach, Nate Oates. Watch him on the sidelines. He is full of energy and very animated. Yeah. He's very celebratory also. Patrick says, everyone bashing the all-black uniforms, but think the powder blues are awesome. Ha ha, come on, man. Hey, say what you want. I mean, they get positive reviews on the powder blues, but some people are like, I ain't too sure about that. Everybody's got an opinion. Hog Jowl said Arkansas played Oral Roberts this season and won 87-76. I know that goes out the door now, but it's nice to know. Yeah, so they've already met once, not total strangers. Thanks for that heads up. Anthony from Tupelo texted the show, 885-ESPN. He says the black uniforms are a fun, gimmicky deal for the players, so I'm all for it. But me personally, I'm really not a fan of them either. Ellis Shue, better known as LSU, on the Country Pleasing text line says, I have that on a record album. I also have his LSU game day record. Really? Justin Wilson has sports-related content? The Cajun cook?
Kind of like Jerry Clower did, Mississippi State stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to get my hands on it. I've never heard it. He's got some Mississippi roots, and he talked about that from time to time. I want to say maybe it was, his dad or something that, Summit in Pike County. That's the last place he lived, late 90s, early 2000s. He lived in Summit down in Pike County. But, I think his family went back to that area, if you traced it on back.
That's where I met him when I was living in Centerville.
Okay, so you met him. Tell me about that.
Oh, it's just I had some friends in Macomb City, and we were going over there, and they said, if you got time, stop by our house. We've got somebody visiting with us today. And I walked in, and there he was in the kitchen, just sitting at the table.
About that.
And drinking a glass of sweet tea, and sat there and talked about maybe about an hour and a half, something like that. But he was, you could tell he was, I guess this was probably around 98, 99.
Okay, so he's getting on up there.
Yeah, he was not doing very well. I mean, he was, maybe 80.
Yeah.
84, 85 at that point in time.
Yeah.
But it was shortly after, if I remember correctly, Jerry Clower had passed away.
Yeah, Mr. Clower passed away in 98.
Yeah, so it was, I think, early 99s when I met him.
Okay, and then he lived to 2001.
Yeah.
And very cool. Law Dog texted us. He said, I met Justin Wilson in Pascagoula in 1979 at the LaFont Inn Pool. Cool guy. And listen to this. Law Dog's telling you, JB, when he met him, he was drinking sweet tea then, too. He's like Cy from Duck Dynasty. He's always sipping on tea, I guess. Hook texted us and said, on the radio, it sounds like I'm listening to the Swedish Chef from the Muppets. I believe
That's
I could
better than the soup Nazi.
I believe I could understand Justin Wilson a little better than the Swedish Chef. Doo-dee-doo-dee-doo. Justin Wilson had tons of stories that he could tell, no doubt about it. I watched one this morning on one of his shows where he was talking about a squirrel hunting story, and it was about a little kid who they were amazed the little boy had such a good left-handed throwing arm, he'd use a steel ball and knock squirrels out of a tree and kill them. That's how he squirrel hunted. And they said, oh, man, you throw like that? You left-handed and can throw like that? He said, no, I'm right-handed. They said, well, if you're right-handed, why don't you throw with your right hand? He says, because my daddy says I tear them up too much when I throw with my right hand. He was great. LSU said, I won't be home until tomorrow, but I'll tweet you a picture of it. Please do. When you do, if you can remember that, don't go out of your way, but I'd love to see it and figure out a way to get my hands on it. Over here on the live stream, Saints fan SB09 said, I saw Justin Wilson once at a Saints game with his niece, quote unquote, on his arm. He was a tall dude, about 6'5". Was he really? He was 6'5", huh? Hey, and listen to me. The accent, yes, was a huge part of the act. I call it an act. It wasn't an act, but a huge part of his brand, if you will, his character that he was, the accent. But the cooking show, the reason he had it is because he had all this unbelievable knowledge of how to fix this stuff and cook and prepare this stuff, these Cajun dishes, and entertain you at the same time. But you talk about making stuff look good. I mean, they did a great job with the TV production of that Cajun cook show because everything they fixed looked good. Rebel Rex says Justin Wilson did Louisiana tea commercials. Oh, did he really? So think he was just always carrying it with him? And that's what made the tea so popular even today. And it's a staple at your house. Well, how about that? I didn't even know that. I had no idea. He was something, man. I mean, we lost some characters like that over the years, but it's good to go back and see him. Anyway, as a baseball player who's a left-handed reliever for the New York Yankees, and his name's Justin Wilson, and, you know, here I am, old guy. I see that, and the only thing I think of is the Cajun cook. Hey, and by the way, JB, you reminded me of something. I see a tweet here. I'm Radio Wyatt on Twitter. I see a tweet. You sent this to me as Tim Brando hitting a tee shot. He's always playing golf, and you said we need to get back on the course. And it reminded me that I wanted to tell everybody listening, my friends at the Mississippi State University golf course have these new putter head covers with all kinds of different state logos. And if you can think of any particular logo or whatever, they've got it. But they have some. State wore baseball uniforms Saturday at LSU that were gray and had the script word state across the front, and everybody liked it. Well, they have these putter covers that are maroon and white, different combinations of colors, and that's what it says on that putter cover, state, in that same state script. And when they posted it, people went crazy over it. I shared it on Instagram. People went crazy over it. I wanted to tell you on the radio, they have them at the Mississippi State University golf course. They are Hail State GC on Twitter, so y'all look that up, and they'll hook you up.
I've told my family, birthday, Father's Day, Christmas, that's what I want.
I love playing soccer, and I'm a big game player. But when I hurt my knee during a game, I was off the field.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
For double enjoyment, reach for Beech Nut Peppermint Gum. It sparkles your smile, your breath, your whole sense of enjoyment. Beech Nut Peppermint in the familiar yellow pack.
Jeans do come true. Blue Delta Jeans makes the best fitting, most comfortable jeans in the world. Let's dive in and see what we have here. Do what I did. Visit BlueDeltaJeans.com. Find your fit. Just for my listeners, enter discount code Matt Wyatt. Just answer the questions. BlueDeltaJeans.com. Answer the questions. Use this code. Use the code. You're going to get a discount. They are the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn.
Farm Bureau Insurance stands ready to provide financial relief to our communities in this time of crisis. This includes a one-time credit to all personal auto policyholders, a donation of $500,000 to the Mississippi Food Network, and additional payment options for those hit the hardest, all while continuing to service customer claims as well. But this is the time to go above and beyond. These are a few ways we're keeping the Farm Bureau promise. To learn more, talk to your agent or visit us online. Go with the home team.
Hey, y'all, let me tell you a little bit about C Spire. New stuff in 2021, including 5G coverage. If you go to their website right now, cspire.com, you're going to see their no bull, which, by the way, I love the Super Bowl ad with the slow motion bull. You're going to see that on the website. But look, they're right. There's been a lot of bull over the years in your wireless bill, depending on if, you know, who you were with. And my experience with C Spire is just like they say, there's no bull. I know what it's going to cost me each month. I know what my coverage is the number one coverage in Mississippi, period, the number one network. And they've got 5G phones that are 5G ready. Now, I have the new iPhone 12 Pro Max, got it at C Spire, went and did curbside at my local C Spire location and did the exchange where I traded in my old one, got the new one, and it's 5G capable. And we've got 5G coverage in parts of Mississippi, and it's just growing by the day. So you really ought to check that out, okay? And in terms of the new phones, you got deals going on those as well. Find those out at cspire.com. C Spire, customer inspired.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Every farmer understands their farm can't thrive without some good partners like sun, soil, and rain. And farmers in North Mississippi also rely on another important partner, Mississippi Land Bank, because land and farm financing are Mississippi Land Bank's primary focus. We've grown alongside these farmers' crops for more than 100 years. We understand what a farmer needs, and we know the lay of the land in North Mississippi, and that's where I stand.
A lot of people in the equipment world, things kind of go in trends, I guess, if you want to say it. So kind of the first big thing that we look at when we start evaluating our business is going to be turf equipment. That's kind of the first big push, because once the water dries up and the grass starts growing, this is what everybody's looking to get. We carry the new Wright stand-up mower. Doesn't look like much, but this thing is, and it costs just as much as zero turn. Not a cheap unit at all. I mean, if you go out there and look at that zero turn, this thing right here, I mean, it's got all your components from your big pumps to your commercial engine to your large steel deck. And these guys were the first ones to make the standard mower.
Better buy Bird's Eye. Better buy, better buy, better buy Bird's Eye.
Yes, always look for this Bird's Eye bird.
It's back to the Matt Wyatt Show on the 50,000 watt sports powerhouse. ESPN 105.9 The Zone and streaming.
Check it out online now.
At thezone1059.com.
Back with you. Here we go. Live in the Bureau, Farm Bureau studio. Farm Bureau Insurance. All across the great state of Mississippi. Your hometown heroes. That's your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. All right. I've got some texts I want to get to. We brought up Justin Wilson, the Cajun cook. Rhett texted us, and he said that Justin's dad was the agriculture commissioner for Louisiana for a long time. And he was on every Saturday in our house, Rhett says. He goes on to say his cooking was legit, even if his accent was suspect. LSU, thanks for the picture. He sent me the picture of the sport, Justin Wilson. He's got LSU. We got a guy in an LSU football uniform and like pom-poms and one of the dancing girls, and he's there in his red suspenders and LSU hat with them. Very cool. Thanks for sending that along. Dog Tired in Florence said that Justin Wilson paved the way for so many Southern cooking shows, Emerald and Paula Deen and the like. I think you're right about that. Unnamed texter. No, this is Shan. Hope I'm saying that correctly. Justin Wilson has a nephew that lives in Madison, Mississippi. He says, I sold him a roof last year. Very nice folks. Shan works for Watkins. Very cool. Dirtbag Tech said he got on my case for trying to get y'all to go get some of those expensive blue jeans. BlueDeltaJeans.com. I'm telling you, you will not miss it. Plus, they're less expensive if you use the discount code, but you ain't going to miss it. You'll be glad you spent it. You watch. Jay in Baltimore said the comment on the pitcher pulled with arm trouble remind me that Rocker and Leiter both threw 116, 124 pitches respectively last weekend for Vanderbilt. It's a lot of pitches in March, and you're preparing for your bullpen for a long season. Bad coaching, bad player management. I thought the same thing, Jay. I just couldn't figure out why Tim Corbin, we mentioned that yesterday. We kind of ranted on it a little bit yesterday. Why would, in the opening weekend of SEC play against South Carolina, no less, in a home series, no less, would Corbin allow Rocker to go over 100 pitches and then Leiter to go over 100 pitches just for the sake of a no-hitter? I don't really get it. That does not make much sense to me. Okay, I'm going to knock you back another one. All right? We went outside the box, and I knocked you back with a little Justin Wilson nostalgia. And this is different. This is not nostalgia, but I'm going to knock you back right here on a couple of things. This goes back to a conversation we had yesterday. Remember me telling you what happened in the Ole Miss game against Auburn on Sunday, early in that Sunday game? It wound up being 19-11. Early on, Ole Miss was blowing them out like 10-0 or whatever. This is like the first couple of innings, 2-3 innings, might have been the first time through the lineup. And I told you that the Ole Miss pitcher, Derek Diamond, was not called for a balk. No, he was given a ball as a batter stepped into the batter's box. And the reason the umpire, calls it, goes in, they had to explain to Mike Bianco, well, the pitcher took his hand, his throwing hand, he went to his mouth, kind of like Drew Brees wetting his fingers. He went to his mouth with his throwing hand and then went directly to the baseball without drying it off or anything. So the umpire sees it, must have seen it more than once, sees it, goes, nope, ball one. And it became a 1-0 count. Well, and you're right, Bama fan, on the country pleasing text. It's because he had his foot on the rubber. It's like he's not walking around the mound. He's not off, just kind of waiting for people to get in position. He's standing there, foot on the rubber, as I think it was a stretch, maybe. I don't know. And that's it, Bama fan. There's a rule that you can't do that while your foot's on the rubber. Listen to this. After we talked about that yesterday, listen to what popped up in the throwback stuff. I get an email list of throwback stuff in sports. On this day, March the 23rd, 1968, in a spring training game for the Chicago Cubs, Cubs pitcher Jim Ellis, yes, same name as the state announcer, Jim Ellis, Cubs pitcher, 1968, spring training, created the quote-unquote lip pass by going to his mouth with his hand on a 3-1 count to issue an intentional walk. Cubs manager Leo DeRocher, who was opposed to this new strict enforcement of the rule preventing pitchers from going to their mouth while they're on the rubber, is warned not to repeat the lip pass or he'd be fined. Now, they relaxed the rule, obviously, since then some. But how about that? Okay, so we just talked about it yesterday. It happens in a college game on Sunday. I'll be honest with you, I've watched a lot of baseball. That's the first time it's the first time ever for me when I was watching that game on Sunday. It's just like, what is this? It's brand new, yet it's an old thing, apparently. And it's not a new rule. See, yesterday I explained it to JB. I said, yeah, it's a COVID thing. Well, no, it's not. I was wrong. It is a rule that they've had for a long time in baseball. So far back that on this day in 1968, a guy named Jim Ellis, pitching for the Chicago Cubs, intentionally, on a 3-1 count, intentionally, so the umpire sees him, has his foot on the pitching rubber, puts his hand in his mouth and goes to the baseball. So they issue, no pitch, ball 4. They issue the 4th ball, and it was his way of intentionally walking the guy down to first base. And we were just talking about that yesterday. Now, I did go and find the rule. And I think, okay, so college baseball rules, you got to go way down to, I think it's page 82. Section 9, no, not section 9. Rule number 9. That's what it was. It's pitching rules. That's what it was, pitching rules. So let's see if we can find page 82. I'm going to tell you what it says in the college baseball rule book. I'll give you the official wording on this. And it's been in there a while. I had no idea. Coaches know this. So this is Rule 9, section. It's taking me a minute, as you can tell. Just hang on. I'm going to find it. I know, I'm putting everybody to sleep. Here it is. Rule 9, Section 2, Part D. If the pitcher is not in contact with the pitching rubber, the pitcher may go to the mouth while he's in the dirt area. However, the pitcher must wipe off the fingers before engaging the rubber. A pitcher may not go to the mouth while in contact with the pitching rubber. And then they have one exception. It says, in cold weather, the umpire may announce to both teams that it is permissible for the pitcher to blow on his hand to try to warm it up while he's on or off the rubber. But if you do that, this has always been a rule, and they know it. You stand on the rubber and you put your fingers in your mouth as a pitcher, it's supposed to be an automatic ball in the count versus that hitter. Learn something new. Weird how it all ties in. Saw it for the first time ever in the Ole Miss game Sunday. See a historical note today that on this day back in 1968, a pitcher for the Chicago Cubs named Jim Ellis did it on purpose to intentionally walk a guy. And then here I go reading, and you wouldn't be. I'll tell you this. If you think you know all the rules for baseball on the college side, I encourage you to go look at all 100-something pages or more in the college baseball rule book, because I guarantee you there's some stuff in there you didn't know. There's some stuff in there I didn't know. And I wonder how much gets by in a normal game. How much of that stuff just slips right on through. All right, let's see. Michael is with us on the phone line. Let's see if we've got Michael. We got about a minute. Michael, thanks for calling. What's up?
Oh, that's fine, man. And Matt, thanks again for retweeting my thing for me Sunday when I sent that to you. And, man, I think the Dogs, I think Eric Sarantola, he's going to be a bit of a Brandon Woodruff type 2.0. I think everybody's made that comparison. And I think it's going to be Jackson Fristow going forward. But I will say this. When it comes down to getting to Omaha, we're going to need Eric Sarantola to step up. And I believe when he gets his chance, we're going to see his upside come out eventually. And in the meantime, I look forward to Chris Lemonis being the first coach in Mississippi State baseball history to take us to Omaha 2 straight years in a row. Thanks, Matt.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate the call. Happy to help, Michael. Yeah, there's a lot of people I think that, they know. There's just no question that Sarantola has this ceiling that's way, way, way up there. His ceiling is way up there through the roof. Okay, his ceiling is so high that if it were to get all worked into shape, he's like a first round type of talent guy. But none of it matters if you're having trouble finding the strike zone, and if it's mechanics or whatever the case is, or if it's between the ears, whatever it is. Now, I don't remember Brandon Woodruff during his time at State having those kinds of issues, at least not publicly. But do they have similar talent? No question about it. I want you to think, too, about a guy years ago named Zack Houston, back in around 07, 08, 09, somewhere in there. Zack Houston, a pitcher for Mississippi State who, big right-hander, struggled some during the year, went out in the SEC tournament at the end of May and just mowed everybody down. Next thing you know, he was a high draft pick, and now he's in AAA. So the light bulb can come on at any time. You just don't know when. All right, special guest in the studio when we come back. Stick around.
There's a lot of noise when it comes to 5G.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Arrived today. Jeans do come true. Thank you, Blue Delta. Yeah, jeans do come true. That's what the bag says. Blue Delta Jeans makes the best fitting, most comfortable jeans in the world because they are uniquely made for you and only you. Raw denim jeans, custom fit, hand tailored in Tupelo, Mississippi, my hometown. Let's dive in and see what we have here. Do what I did. Visit BlueDeltaJeans.com. Find your fit, design a jean, and before you know it, you'll be addicted. Just for my listeners, enter discount code Matt Wyatt, all lowercase. Again, that's if you listen to me, you can use discount code Matt Wyatt, all lowercase, and at checkout, you're going to get a 10% discount off your order. So I just went online, ordered them, BlueDeltaJeans.com a couple weeks ago. Went in, I didn't go get measured. I just entered, what I knew about myself. I just answered the questions, and here they are at my doorstep a couple weeks later. Nice. Yeah, Blue Delta. Nice. I'm happy. I've known the Blue Delta team for years, and I'm thrilled to have these guys on as a sponsor of this show. Blue Delta's virtual tailor is a fun and easy way to get yourself into the best fitting pair of jeans you're ever going to own. Bet you never thought you'd get a butt shot out of me, huh? How about that? Just answered the questions and they fit absolutely perfectly. They couldn't fit better. So just go online, BlueDeltaJeans.com, answer the questions. It's amazing how they do it. They will fit perfectly. You're not going to find better material and better feeling pants, period, anywhere. BlueDeltaJeans.com. Use this code. Use the code. You're going to get a discount. They are the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. I promise you that. And I know that you are going to love them too. Make sure you use the code. And remember, jeans do come true.
After these messages, we'll be right back. Let me tell you about an ice cream can't be beat.
The very best tasting you can eat.
It's Meadow, 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 Meadow Smooth Freeze Meadow Gold. Go to your ice cream man today, and here's the word that you should say. Oh, give me Meadow, Meadow, Meadow Smooth Freeze Meadow Gold. And remember, folks, Meadow Gold
is mighty good.
For double enjoyment, reach for Beech Nut Peppermint Gum. It sparkles your smile, your breath, your whole sense of enjoyment. Beech Nut Peppermint in the familiar yellow pack.
6 o'clock, dinner time. Thank goodness for Jello instant pudding.
Yes, thank goodness for Jello instant pudding. The terrific busy day dessert you can make at the very last minute. See how quick and easy. Just add it to cold milk and beat it up. That's all. By the time you're ready to eat it, it's all ready for you. Jello instant pudding, made by the famous Jello folks. So creamy, so nourishing, so delicious. No other instant pudding is quite the same. Stock your shelves with all 7 flavors. The good, busy day dessert. Jello instant pudding.
Mississippi.
Online transmission is ready, sir.
Live online at thezone1059.com and
Keep your radio turned on
to ESPN 105.9, The Zone.
Hey, back with you. Live in the Bureau, the Farm Bureau studio, Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team. I told you earlier that it's a Krispy Kreme COVID Tuesday. And I think those people that wrote that article about Krispy Kreme donuts giving out free donuts, a free donut if you come in with your COVID vaccination card. The fact that they would write that about Krispy Kreme but wouldn't spell COVID with a K is irresponsible. It's the one time you should, and it would be believable and funny and a good time to do it, but I guess maybe the Associated Press handbook won't allow for that. But anyway, welcome back to the show on the Krispy Kreme COVID Tuesday. Speaking of, I got a shot in the left arm yesterday. I was sitting in the driver's side. And over on the passenger side, with a shot in the right arm, was a homecoming queen, and she's with us now in the Bureau. Hello.
Hello.
So how you feeling?
I think that statistics and research have shown that those who get the shot in the right arm feel worse. That's why I feel worse than you do today.
Well, you're really a trooper for coming on.
I'm okay. I'm achy. I've been taking Advil.
So let's go through the checklist. Kind of like you're at a doctor's office, you have to fill out the paperwork, and they'll have a checklist.
Yeah.
You know, have you ever had this? Have you ever had this? Okay, so reaction to the COVID
Reaction to the COVID shot so far.
So soreness.
Yes.
Check.
Well, your arm hurts.
Yeah, but I'm not achy. My joints aren't achy or anything. It's just where they gave me the shot. It feels like somebody frogged me in the arm.
I'm achy.
All right.
And I'm tired.
Okay.
But I'm okay.
Okay. So you're achy. Nausea.
No. But I took something. I took some medicine last night for that, just in case.
Yeah. Headache.
No.
No.
Which is rare.
Yeah, most people say when they have
Knock
a reaction.
on wood. Your studio is giving me a headache with that smell.
It's a good smell. It's a candle.
Yeah, but you shut the door to this studio, the Bureau, light the cinnamon apple candle, and when somebody walks in, it's like, whoa.
I
You
knew
sound like my wife talking to me about my candles.
Yeah, and
What about
I love
candles?
a candle.
Hey, and look,
I mean, but
this is our candles are a man's version of the pillows. Okay, y'all cover everything in pillows. We don't want them. We don't like them. We get the candles we like. You don't want them. You don't like them.
Well, I'm okay with a candle, but not when you're closed up in this studio and you can't get any air in, and somebody walks in and it's just like, wow.
Yeah. Well, you never know. It may be to cover up other smells.
Well, maybe. Really, Matt?
That's usually why I like it.
Just add headache. Add headache to my list because you've given me a headache, Matt.
Yeah, what she said. Shut the door, keep out the devil. Shut the
And the
door,
noise. You
keep
never know
the
when
devil.
Chat might bark. Here's the thing, though. I knew you were coming, and I did you a slight favor. You don't even recognize it. I lit the cinnamon apple candle and not my favorite candle, which is the evergreen pine cedar smelling candle.
One day, you are going to come into this studio, and that is going to be missing.
No. Because this is my studio.
I hate it.
It doesn't
All right.
matter if you hate it or
Let's
not.
take a few moments. Let's talk about
Hey,
what we
counselor,
like about each other.
counselor, zip it. I'm not paying you
No,
for
it's free
advice,
of
so I don't
charge,
want
man.
any
It's
advice.
free. It's free. Anyway, back to the COVID.
Man, it smells good. It
Back
smells
to the
like a
COVID shot.
Spruce. Evergreen spruce.
Anyway, I came on to talk about the COVID shot. Both times, did you already discuss how well run it was and our experience with it here in Tupelo?
No, I didn't.
I'm sure other places have been smooth as well, but everybody was just so nice. It was organized. First shot, second shot. The second shot was a lot quicker. You know, we waited in line for that first shot for what?
2 hours.
It was like 2 hours.
It was at least 2 hours.
And the second one was, less than an hour, wasn't it?
Zipped on. And here's the other thing about it, too. You remember when we went for the first shot, not only were we in line longer, so there's more people there,
There were
obviously.
more lanes.
There were more
seems like.
lanes, more cars, more people. It took 2 hours. And when we finally left, it's kind of like this big loop that they're looping you in and then looping you back out. Right. As we drove out, we could see where we started in the line.
It was at the mall in Tupelo parking lot.
And on the first one, when we left, there were still lines of people just as far as they were still there.
Yeah.
If you noticed the other day, it was quicker, less cars. We zipped right through. And when we came out, there were no other cars there in line.
Part of me thinks that it took so long the first time because we had to get rescheduled along with 5 days worth of people because it was in the ice storm. Remember? We were supposed to get the ice and snowstorm.
That's right.
And they had to reschedule hundreds, probably thousands of people for
I
that.
had totally forgotten.
So
That's exactly right.
I think that's why it took so long.
I think you're one smart cookie.
Yeah, I'm smart.
Yeah. So
Sometimes.
That's right, because we were going to be the week before we went that first time. The ice and everything knocked it out.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Well, I'm just glad. I'll be
I'm
honest
just
with you.
thankful, just grateful and thankful.
You know, it's not a thing like I was dreadfully worried that one of us was going to have some reaction.
You were. You knew that I was going to need to go to the
it's just that
emergency room
I
or
wasn't
something.
looking forward going through it because what is it? When you're sick, you're not a very good patient.
What?
And I am a horrible nurse. I'm the world's worst
You are.
nurse. And it's not because I'm...
You are. You try, though.
I'm totally helpless.
You're just not very sympathetic.
And I
you just kind of,
I
you just want to
lament
be like,
that. I don't like that.
get over it.
But I can't fake it. God didn't give me what he gave you and other, people that are really able to be just naturally sympathetic, empathetic. I struggle with that.
Matt, I know.
Because
I'm married to you.
I think what it is and when I'm sick.
But you're okay, Matt. Don't.
When I'm sick and my inner dialogue is always this: get up, get going. I don't feel bad. Who cares? Nobody cares if you feel bad. You got to go. Get up and do it. Don't complain. Get up. Do it yourself. That's my inner dialogue, right? So if I talk to myself that way, if I'm not careful, it comes out when dealing with other people. And you can't be that. I can't be that way with you. I don't want to be that with you.
You're better with Mary Liddy than me. You do well with Mary Liddy.
Well, maybe so. But it's totally the opposite when I'm sick and you're the nurse. You're the world's best nurse. It is unbelievable. I can think from 3 rooms over. I sure kind of wish I had some soup. And then you come walking with soup. Do you need anything else? Here, I made this for you. Here, I went and got this for you. Here, you feeling okay? Here's a heating pad. Checking on me. Calling doctors.
I'm almost overboard, aren't I?
Well, yeah, a little bit.
Can't help it though.
Yeah, but it's like when you get, for me, when I get sick, it's the most comfortable thing in the world. It's like I got the world's best nurse in the house.
Yeah, you do.
You have the world's worst nurse in the house when you get sick. So that's what I was.
But
I knew
Mary
you were gonna
Liddy,
react.
Mary Liddy is very sympathetic, and
Oh.
she's a good nurse, so she makes up for you not being.
She is.
But she's at school, so she wouldn't have been able to help me.
I just knew you were going to feel bad today, so I'm really happy that you, are only sore.
I'm really okay. And I guess you just look at a few side effects as in exchange for, what we're getting protected from.
That's
and
right.
you just feel really blessed
That's it. Small price
to have
pay.
the opportunity to get the shot.
Well, I'll be honest with you. It went through my head yesterday as we were pulling our car up into the tent where we're about to roll the window down. They're going to zap me in the arm. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking this could make me sick for a day or two. Who knows? It could make you sick. But I thought, didn't utter it, but I thought it. I don't care what it is. If within a couple of weeks I feel confident about going and seeing my mom and daddy,
I know. You want to see your family.
I haven't seen them face to face in a year. And it's been long enough. So you think about that, you do whatever you have to do.
Well, you just hope the shot equals some normalcy, helps equal some more normalcy. I think it will. I hope so.
Hey, with 1 minute or 2 minutes left, the other thing I wanted to ask you was this. Describe the way Al behaved yesterday at the vet. Al
the cat.
The dumpster kid.
The kitty that we rescued from downtown Tupelo. He's 2. Is he 2 now?
Yeah,
He's the most low maintenance animal on the planet.
He
Easy
really is.
going. He's just a good cat. And he's gotten sick. He's been sick a little bit the last couple weeks. I won't gross everybody out, but he's had an upset stomach. And so I took him to the vet after we got our shots yesterday. I took him to the vet, and he gets really freaked out at the vet. Actually,
Understatement.
I may not get through this before the commercial.
Just go. You'll hear the music.
So much so that when I've taken him before, our vet, who's a really sweet friend of ours here in Tupelo, has given us medicine to give Al the night before, the morning of, and several doses before he actually goes into the vet because he freaks out and this medicine calms him down. Well, we didn't have time to do that because I got the appointment yesterday, and you get the, you can see. He won't get in a pet carrier.
He will not.
He will not get in a pet carrier.
And he's so big, even a big pet carrier, he fills it up.
He's 17 pounds. And so he will only get in a cat stroller, which Mary Liddy asked for. The reason we got it is because she asked for it for her birthday.
Cat stroller.
After we got the cat 2 years ago, she goes, please get me a cat stroller. So-and-so strolls her cat. And I'm like, okay. So we got a stroller. And she strolls him around as he's a kitten, and now that's the only thing he'll get in. Is this the break?
Yeah, and so at the vet.
Okay, at the vet. They take him in, and they're like, he's got to have an X-ray and blood work. And I went, oh gosh. So they took him next door to the X-ray room. My back is to the wall, and through the wall, I heard like a lion. And I thought, that's not my cat. That's not Al the cat. And the vet walks in and she goes, bad news. I said, wait, was that Al? And she said, yes. I said, what are we going to do? She goes, you're going to have to leave him. We're going to have to sedate him. And I got nervous. I said, what? She goes, we can't get an X-ray. We can't get the blood work.
And he was drunk when he came home yesterday.
He was moving slowly. He had a good sleep. He's okay though.
If you leave us, have a good night. If not, stick around.
There's a lot of noise when it comes to 5G.
We're 5G ready.
We're 5G-ish. At C Spire, we're not playing their game. The fact is, 5G doesn't always mean 5G speeds. But thanks to our exclusive fiber technology and hundreds of millions invested in network updates, we can deliver 5G speeds right here, right now. Discover the difference at cspire.com/5G speeds. C Spire, customer inspired. Details at cspire.com.
This portion of the Matt Wyatt Show is brought to you by Ameristar Casino in Vicksburg. We still have all the big screens, so you can catch all the action regardless of sport. So make us your sports and gaming destination in 2021. You can always grab a bite at Bella's or the Heritage Restaurant before or after you win. Play at the window, at the sports book, or hit up one of our 17 kiosks that are waiting for you to take your winning bet. Make it a great year all year in 2021 at Ameristar Casino in Vicksburg. Stay, play, and dine at Central Mississippi's premier gaming destination, Ameristar Casino Hotel. Gambling problem? Call 888-777-9696.
If I'm not commuting anymore, where do I really want to live?
While you handle life's questions, Merrill Guided Investing helps you manage your portfolio and invest for your next move with the option to work with an advisor at a low cost and minimum. Merrill, a Bank of America company. Visit merrilledge.com/investing goals to get started today.
Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated, both a registered broker-dealer and investment advisor, member SIPC. Investment products are not FDIC insured or not bank guaranteed and may lose value.
When was the last time somebody said to you, "Dang, girl, you look good"? You know when you can hear it? Tonight. After you shop at Romantic Adventures, we're having a lingerie sale. Buy 2 outfits, get 1 free. 2021 has been the year of the lingerie, and we are packed to the gills. And we have a ton of new spring styles on the way. So we're about to make some space. Come help us feng shui the store. Buy 2 outfits, get 1 free.
Hello, everyone. This is Mark Shapley of Shapley Steakhouse. When we opened Shapley's 35 years ago, we were practicing social distancing and didn't even know it. Our Delta Speakeasy design is perfect for today's new guidelines. Shapley's main dining room tables are surrounded by walls on 3 sides and nearly 7 feet between the aisles. Shapley's provides award-winning steaks, seafood, and homemade tamales with thoughtful, safe service. Curbside service also available. Shapley's, 601-957-8000 or mmshapleys.com.
Hey, if your vehicle is ever damaged in a collision, please listen carefully. At Clinton Body Shop, we are OEM factory certified with more than 20 national and international manufacturers. In fact, we are Central Mississippi's only Volvo certified auto body repair shop, and we're the first BMW certified independent repair facility in the southern region. At our Richland, Mississippi location on Highway 49, we are Mississippi's only Subaru certified repair facility. Look, if some of the most prestigious automakers in the world certify Clinton Body Shop, shouldn't you choose them for your repair? After all, it's your car and your choice. Clinton Body Shop in Clinton and Richland. Certified by the company that made your car to repair your car with OEM factory parts. It's about your family's safety and your car's value. Go to ClintonBodyShop.com. That's ClintonBodyShop.com for more information. Black Axis Throwing Club has been your place for unique fun and entertainment in the state of Mississippi, and hey, we want to say thank you. Now, there are 2 locations to serve you. The original location in Flowood and our new location at the outlets of Mississippi in Pearl. It's the same great fun, same great service, and all the same great memories are going to be made. But now at 2 locations, Flowood and Pearl. Visit blackaxesms.com for more information or call 601-259-9152 for more information. Swing in, throw some axes, and have a good time. Hit the target, take a load off, and enjoy a laugh or the big game at Black Axes, now in Pearl and Flowood.
My husband is a wonderful man. He's a great father, funny and loving when he's not drinking. When he drinks, he becomes a complete stranger, angry and mean. Not the man I fell in love with. I've become really good at pretending everything's okay for the kids' sake, but it's taking a toll on me. I'm so angry that my husband chooses alcohol over us. If he really loved us, he'd stop drinking, right? My counselor suggested I try Al-Anon family groups. At first, I didn't understand why she wanted me to go. I'm not the one with the problem, but I'm glad I went. I heard people's stories, and they sound exactly like mine. I knew I was in the right place. Do you worry about how much someone drinks? You are not alone. Al-Anon or Alateen can help. For more information, call 1-866-200-0033 or visit alanon.org/hope.
When disaster strikes, keeping in touch with family and friends and reaching public safety officials is critical. To prepare for power outages caused by severe weather or other conditions, you should Sign up to receive mobile phone alerts, back up and print out important personal data. You might buy a battery-operated, solar-powered, or hand-cranked radio or portable TV to monitor news. Start preparing today. For more info, go to fcc.gov/emergency.
This is WRKS Pickens Jackson. Live
in the studio.
Live and local. This is the Matt Wyatt Show. Talking about sports from around the world and right here at home. Streaming to you at the Zone, 1059.com, and on your radio on ESPN 105.9. The Zone.
All right, here we go. Hour number 3 of the show off and running. Welcome into the Bureau for Hour 3. Hour 3 every day presented by Overstreet Properties in Starkville, Stark Vegas, however you want to say it. If you go into Starkville, anything residential in Starkville, so like a place to live, you're moving up there permanently. Maybe it's not permanent, but you need a condo that's yours when you come into town for ball games, like that, or leasing an apartment, anything residential property, even investment property. Go to Overstreet Properties in Starkville. Look them up online. Contact info at overstreetproperties.com. Homecoming Queen is here with us, hanging through into hour number 3. But first, some kind individuals have been hanging on the phone line for like ever.
Okay.
First up, in line on the Davini Equipment phone line would be Chris. Chris, I appreciate you calling, man. What's up?
Man, I always hit the jackpot. I always get to talk to the home.
I feel like I'm the one hitting the jackpot, Chris.
The second thing is that, Matt, I think if they go with the Forster kid for State on Sunday, I still don't think that that's our best 3 out there on the weekend. I really hope they move Houston Harding up, and if they don't, then I think that by the end of the season, you're going to see another pitching change on Sunday, and Houston Harding will be what we have going into the postseason. But, I mean, am I not wrong? Is Houston Harding not pitching like – I mean, him and Will Bednar, to me, have been pitching the best all year long.
Yeah, I mean, he's been really good, and he's a lefty too. That's the thing with me, Chris, is, I try to look at it and go, what's the best philosophy to win the most games to give you the best chance to host? Because that's what it's all. Because once you start hosting, then everybody's available for every big game, right? There's no more midweek stuff once you get into the postseason, right? So, with that said, I go, what's the best chance? Or maybe a coaching staff might look at us, Chris, and go, yeah, Harding may look like he's definitely earned to be in the weekend, and he has, but he's a lefty. And when we play teams in the midweek, whether it's Mississippi Valley State or UNA or whoever it is, they haven't seen and may not see all year long a lefty arm like the one we're going to throw at them in the midweek. And as it pertains to hosting, one of the things that hurts you the most is bad midweek losses. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. I just was saying, I was just saying, if you're going to put your best 3 on the mound right now, I think it would be, I really think it'd be Christian, Bednar, and Harding.
Yeah.
And if you put Bednar's right-handed, right?
He is.
So if you put Bednar in between, Harding and McLeod, then you're talking about seeing one of the best pitchers in the SEC all weekend long.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just, I just don't think that you'd be hard-pressed to even get one win against State like that.
Well, you got a
that's
great
just
point.
my opinion.
You got a great point, and it's almost one of those where you're kind of going to be okay whichever route you go. It's almost you can't be wrong. So. But if we were splitting hairs on it, I don't. It kind of depends on how that coaching staff is going to look at it, and they may feel like, okay, with the depth in the bullpen, even though Harding is a senior, okay, he's experienced. With the depth in the bullpen, we'll have him give us really quality midweek starts, better chance that we don't have those midweek hiccups, hopefully. And we start this freshman on Sundays, Forster, And even if he gives us 3 strong, we got a loaded bullpen to finish out Sunday ball games. So it just depends on how they look at it. Chris, I appreciate your phone call, man, and I appreciate you being patient.
Y'all have
also.
a great day.
Yeah, you too.
Bye, Chris.
You agree, Annie?
I agree.
I knew
Everything.
Louvier is hanging on
Louvier.
and has a Cajun cook Justin Wilson story for us. I can't wait to hear it, Louvier. Thank you for being patient.
Oh, bonjour, mon ami, Matt Wyatt, he's too fine, man. Hey, homecoming queen, and go Saints. I got to tell you the story, the time that myself and mon ami Chopin, we were living in Donaldsonville and cutting sugar cane and working hard and making good money, yeah. And then the sugar cane got a bug and it was bad and we had to move. I think I told you this story 3 or 2 times.
Yeah, 3 or 2. I think
Homecoming Queen has not heard this story. It's a true story, I guarantee. Well, I told Chopin, we got to go north. We got to get some work. We got to go north, and we went as far as the road would take us, all the way to Meridian. Woo, way up north. I went to the union man. I said, I need a job. He said, well, what could you do? I said, I'm a pilot. He said, well, we got a job for you come Monday. I said, that's good. I went to Chopin. I said, Chopin, I got me a job on Monday. Chopin went in. He said to the union man, he said, I need a job. He said, what could you do? He said, I cut sugar cane. He said, well, he said, Meridian, we don't have no sugar cane, no. He said, my buddy Louvier got a job. He said, yeah, Louvier's the pilot. He said, that's right, I cut it. He pilot. That's a story I tell.
That's great.
He cut it. I pilot.
That is so cute.
Olivier, appreciate you, man.
Go Saints.
Go Saints.
That's cute.
That was
a good little laugh in your third hour.
That was worth the reference.
That was cute.
Well, see, what it was is I was clicking through stories. You know how I sit in there in the mornings, I click through stories to see if there's, and there's one pops up about a pitcher for the Yankees called Justin Wilson is his name, and he's got a hurt arm. I was like, Justin Wilson, that's the name of the Cajun cook. Remember the Cajun cook?
Yeah.
And I thought, there you go, because
Louvier,
he and Jerry Clower, and there's certain references. People that have been listening to me long enough know that I'll take any opportunity to include them in the show. And without going into just humongous detail, I played. This is a short version. I played this clip earlier.
Hi, y'all. I'm glad for you to see me. I guarantee.
And he went through a whole story. He was going to cook. It's one of his cooking shows, and he was going to cook meat and potatoes. He said, but first I got a story to tell y'all. And he started telling about he had a friend who, in his words, had a chicken plant. Not chicken, but chicken plant.
Chicken, okay.
And he had a problem with people driving too fast on the road, running over his chickens. And he called the local police and needed them to come slow people down. They came out and put out a sign that said, slow down, there's a plant here. It didn't work. And put out another sign, didn't work. And the guy finally got frustrated and called him and said, hey, can I just put out my own sign? And so he did. And the police were like, yes, put out your own sign if you just leave us alone. Put out your own sign on the road. We don't care.
And it said.
Well, after 30 days, they're like, what's going on? We hadn't heard from him. He must have figured it out. So they drove out there to see, and he had put out a big 8x8 sign that said, slow, nudist colony.
Where do you get this stuff, Matt?
Well, that was his joke.
Oh,
and
okay.
so the joke was, by putting that out there, it really forced people slowed down to look.
Yeah, there you go.
And they stopped running over his.
He got their attention.
They stopped running over his chickens.
So one of your callers right before I came on said that this MSU coach would be the first one to take state to Omaha in what?
Back to back.
Oh, okay.
If he can do it, back to back.
You think that will happen, or?
Well, I mean, I think they have
big chance.
Yeah, I think they have an unbelievable chance to do it.
And Mike Bianco hasn't been to Omaha?
Oh, yeah, he's been. He's been once. He took them once. And
he went once.
You remember that team they had a few years ago with a guy on it named Sykes Orvis?
Yeah.
Who hit all the home runs, big left-handed hitter. That particular team, they went to Omaha and, had a nice run there. They won one ball game for sure. They might have won 2. Seems like TCU was the team that maybe put them out. I have to go back and look at it. But he got them. And that was very recent. after a long, long stretch of coaching at Ole Miss, and people were really on his case about having not gotten them to Omaha. And I never flinched in support of Coach Bianco because, aside from the fact that personally he's always been great to me.
He has.
And I just appreciate him, you know. And so you could say, well, then you're biased. Well, no, because even notwithstanding that, I'd still just give it to you straight. Here's the thing about it. He took a program that was just nothing. I mean, it was facilities, wins, everything was pretty much bottom of the SEC when he took it. And took it to the top of the SEC year after year after year, hosting the postseason. Before State and Arkansas built these new baseball stadiums, they had built the facilities, and Swayze was as nice as any place in the league and as modern as anything in the league. And everybody plays hopscotch, right? And what's going to happen sometime within the next 10 years, Ole Miss is going to build onto theirs and update it, and it'll probably be the nicest thing in the league when they do. And they've got, I think they have the landscape to do it out in the outfield. Right now, none of that stuff's connected, but they'll connect it. Regardless, when you step back and look and you understand baseball, nobody could look at Bianco at Ole Miss and go, he did a bad job. Nobody could look at Bianco at Ole Miss and go, well, he underachieves.
Right.
He doesn't win. He doesn't recruit. He doesn't put guys in Major League Baseball. He's done all that. And he did it at a place that none of that was happening when he went there and built it from nothing into something. And you couldn't say that from a whole lot of coaches who've come in and out of the SEC, regardless of where they went to. So even before the run to Omaha that one particular year, you just look at it and go, man, what do you want? He's getting teams and putting them in a position year after year after year after year of hosting regionals and at times hosting super regionals, but playing in super regionals. And they're going to continue that. That's not going away. And it's just a matter of time before they get them in Omaha. And people are like, they always figure out a way to not get it done. We've got to get a new coach. Okay. All right. You be careful what you ask for. Okay. Because there's a lot of people. You can look at other programs, at other schools, other sports at other schools. They did the same thing. And they decided, oh, yeah, this is, where we are as a program, but another guy will take us that next step. Well, guess what? He took you the next step, all right. The next step backwards, back down the staircase.
Kind of like when Ole Miss let Cutcliffe go.
Bingo.
And hired Ogeron.
Exactly. Bingo.
That was bad.
One of the best football coaches in terms of coaching the game, getting the team up and down the field. Okay? One of the best in the game. And still is. Has proved it at Duke. He's done things at Duke that you ain't supposed to do at Duke. I know they had a bad year last year. But yes, that's a great example. Some people might point to Rick Stansbury at Mississippi State basketball, I'll be honest with you. Because, boy, we really thought that state basketball program was cool beans, man. It was a cat's meow around here. We're dominating Ole Miss every year, and we're finishing, every now and then win the SEC. We finish second, third. We're getting in the tournament some, competing in the SEC tournament and in the league in the regular season every year, up there close to the top. And that's where we are. That's just who we are, right? So Rick Stansbury can't take us to the next level. We better get somebody else to take us to the next level, I guess. Well, like I said, the next one took you a step, all right. A big old step backward. Hit reset. That stuff doesn't work out. So, yeah, he's taking them to Omaha. And now, it's a fact. I mean, we sit here, Ole Miss, one of two teams that got a sweep on the opening weekend SEC baseball play, Ole Miss and Florida. Now, they played a couple of teams that are struggling right now. Florida played A&M. Ole Miss played Auburn, but it's hard to sweep teams in the SEC across 3 games. It's just really hard to do. They're very rare. So they're kind of ahead there. If they get Nikhazy, their number 1 pitcher, back at some point this year, which I know Ole Miss fans hope they do, but if they do, Ole Miss has a legitimate shot to go win the whole thing. They and State and Ole Miss are right there with Vanderbilt, with Arkansas, with Florida. And the difference is those other 3 teams I mentioned, they're all ranked in the top 5. Vanderbilt, Arkansas, and Florida. they have recruiting advantages that State and Ole Miss don't have. Because of, frankly, the situation, I guess, with just the state of Mississippi and the IHL with what they will and won't allow in terms of these lottery-type scholarships, these endowed scholarships. Well, you don't have them at State. You don't have that at Ole Miss. You're having to work through stuff to recruit first-round type talent and get them in
and get around all of that.
Find the first-round talent who can pay for 50% of his college and willing to come pay for it. Because he could go to Vanderbilt and get it all paid for because Vanderbilt got it done. They figured it out. He could go to Arkansas because Arkansas has gotten it done. They'll treat people from Mississippi like they're in-state students.
That's right.
You know, they could go to Florida where they have the Bright Futures program down there. And it's like the Hope Scholarship in Georgia where, you know, Mike Bianco can be recruiting a guy who's a great player from the state of Florida. And if that player's family doesn't have a lot of money stacked away and can't afford it, they're middle class, they're going to go, look, we're going to Florida because of the Bright Futures deal. He makes good grades. We cannot afford to pay what it's going to cost for us to come to Ole Miss, even though you're giving me 40% of a scholarship, which is a lot for baseball. So until the state of Mississippi figures out a way to do a similar thing, you know, endowed or at a school or lottery type scholarship within the state of Mississippi, they're still a little, even though they're doing it and kind of recruiting based on their reputation, they're having to work a lot harder in recruiting than Florida and Vanderbilt and Arkansas are. But they're right there with them, doing a really good job.
Is there a cap on how many SEC teams can go to the College World Series? How does that work?
Well, not really. Not technically, there's not. Because it's like basketball. They put 64 teams in the tournament bracket for baseball. And they start playing their way into, you know, through the regional stuff. And they play their way into super regionals. And then 8 teams are left that go to Omaha. So depending on where they place them in the brackets, you know, they're free to go win it.
It's exciting.
It is. And you've had multiple things. I'm telling you, I said it we watched basically one weekend of baseball, and I said it on this show. It's the best chance that I think I can think of in my life that you've had a real shot to get State and Ole Miss in Omaha in the same year.
What was it that year when the bananas, everybody wore the banana shirts and banana hat, like, what was that?
That
was the Florida State Regional, and they beat Oklahoma to go.
Everybody
I can't remember the particular player. Matt will remember.
Yeah, it was Jordan Westberg was the guy who had the banana, and Jordan wound up becoming
crazy about it.
He became a first-round draft
pick. They were going
pick.
bananas.
He was going bananas. So what was that? I guess that was the 2017 team, 17 or 18, one of those two teams.
Yeah, it was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, Westberg was a freshman. And they were playing on the road in a regional at Florida State. They were in an elimination game. This game was against Florida State, and they had a big rain delay. And coming out of the rain delay, State was behind, only had a few outs left, but they put the same pitcher out there. And he comes out, and he's holding these bananas and call, you know, rally banana. And so Elijah McNamee hits this unbelievable home run at the end of the game to walk it off, and unbelievable comeback and all this kind of stuff. And so the banana thing stuck, and immediately when that happened. Yeah, and JB's right. They then beat Oklahoma to get out of that thing. Then they went to, I think, Vanderbilt and beat Vanderbilt 2 out of 3 in Nashville to get to the World Series. And out come T-shirts. I got some in a drawer in there.
You've got, from Reed's in Tupelo.
Yeah.
Mary Liddy's got one.
We've got a banana bookends. Given to us by no other than Fletch.
It just caught on.
It did. The rally banana. They were everywhere. Banana. People were going to Omaha wearing inflatable banana suits. And then in that particular World Series, the guy who started all that, Jordan Westberg, the freshman, got a pinch hit opportunity. I think it was in maybe the first game of the World Series and hit a grand slam home run with the bases loaded.
Oh my gosh.
And then here he was last year. He goes and he's a first-round draft pick.
That's great.
Along with another guy. Yeah, it was a neat thing. I'd forgotten about that.
Rally banana.
You got the rally banana that you've had recently at State. at LSU recently, you've had the rally possum.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know I think it involved a real possum at some point. Maybe that's how it, was initiated, if I could say it that way. Yeah. Bama fans telling me that Jake Mangum was a senior that year. Okay. That's what it was. I'm going to get to some of the interesting texts about, baseball and the Mike Bianco and Ole Miss stuff, and there's a lot of good stuff there. But first, Lynn has called in on the Davini Equipment phone. Lynn, I got a couple of minutes here for you. What's up?
All right. Real quick, man, I want you to think about something with me. State and Ole Miss, both in Omaha together, and running into each other. Now, I guess that'd be all right, but I might actually have a real live heart attack. One thing. And what does state win from that? Really, if we win, we're supposed to win. We're the baseball school. If we lose, oh God, it'll be no disrespect, homecoming queen. It will be unbearable. I don't even know if
none taken.
It would be incredible. And it would be an electric light show, as Jake Mangum used to say. It would just be, they would absolutely sell every single solitary ticket they could come up with at TD Ameritrade Park in Omaha. No question.
Yeah. Well, I wish Ole Miss well, and I just don't want to do any better than we do, ever.
I understand it.
That's kind of how it works. That's kind of how it works.
And
That's
Lynn,
what everybody hopes for.
Lynn, you're bringing up a great point. I think you're right. You're expressing the way most state fans, reality or not, state fans would be looking at that is, we're supposed to win the game, but what if we lose? Oh, my gosh. It would almost be a consequence game as opposed to an opportunity game. It's really interesting you bring that up. Lynn, appreciate your call, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Growing up on Sunday, when I would be getting ready to go to church, if state lost, that'd be okay. If Ole Miss lost too, if Ole Miss lost, I'd think, well, my state friends lost too. It'll be okay to go to church. Nobody else say anything.
As long as the other one doesn't one up you.
Yeah, everybody just wants to be even.
We'll rock along here with you in hour number 3 in the studio. Y'all stick around with us.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Arrived today. Jeans do come true. Thank you, Blue Delta. Yeah, jeans do come true. That's what the bag says. Blue Delta Jeans makes the best fitting, most comfortable jeans in the world because they are uniquely made for you and only you. Raw denim jeans, custom fit, hand tailored in Tupelo, Mississippi, my hometown. Let's dive in and see what we have here. Do what I did. Visit BlueDeltaJeans.com. Find your fit, design a jean, and before you know it, you'll be addicted. Just for my listeners, enter discount code Matt Wyatt, all lowercase. Again, that's if you listen to me, you can use discount code Matt Wyatt, all lowercase, and at checkout, you're going to get a 10% discount off your order. So I just went online, ordered them, BlueDeltaJeans.com. A couple weeks ago, went in. I didn't go get measured. I just entered, what I knew about myself. I just answered the questions, and here they are at my doorstep a couple weeks later. Nice. Yeah, Blue Delta. Nice. I'm happy. I've known the Blue Delta team for years, and I'm thrilled to have these guys on as a sponsor of this show. Blue Delta's virtual tailor is a fun and easy way to get yourself into the best fitting pair of jeans you're ever going to own. Bet you never thought you'd get a butt shot out of me, huh? How about that? Just answer the questions and they fit absolutely perfectly. They couldn't fit better. So just go online, BlueDeltaJeans.com, answer the questions. It's amazing how they do it. They will fit perfectly. You're not going to find better material and better feeling pants, period, anywhere. BlueDeltaJeans.com. Use this code. Use the code. You're going to get a discount. They are the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. I promise you that. And I know that you are going to love them too. Make sure you use the code. And remember, jeans do come true.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Let me tell you about an ice cream can't be beat.
The very best tasting you can eat.
It's Meadow, 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 Meadow Smooth Freeze Meadow Gold. Go to your ice cream man today, and here's the word that you should say. Oh, give me Meadow, Meadow, Meadow Smooth Freeze Meadow Gold. And remember, folks, Meadow Gold
Is mighty good.
For double enjoyment, reach for Beech Nut Peppermint Gum. It sparkles your smile, your breath, your whole sense of enjoyment. Beech Nut Peppermint in the familiar yellow pack.
6 o'clock, dinner time. Thank goodness for Jello instant pudding.
Yes, thank goodness for Jello instant pudding. The terrific busy day dessert you can make at the very last minute. See how quick and easy. Just add it to cold milk and beat it up. That's all. By the time you're ready to eat it, it's all ready for you. Jello instant pudding, made by the famous Jello folks. So creamy, so nourishing, so delicious. No other instant pudding is quite the same. Stock your shelves with all 7 flavors. The good busy day dessert, Jello instant pudding.
You can save today. Allstate. Now that should be music to your ears.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. Drive-bys is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Smoothbrook, Illinois.
With no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, banking with Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like Taylor Swift choosing what to wear.
It's looking kind of chilly out today. I think I'll go with a cardigan.
Yep, even easier than that. And with our top-rated app, you can bank anytime, anywhere, making Capital One an even easier decision. That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
New consumer accounts only. Approval required. Terms apply. Capital One NA member FDIC.
The Zone 105.9 is giving you a chance to shoot your shot with a $1,000 bank shot.
That's awesome. Oh, my God.
Listen for the word that could win you a shot at $1,000 12 times a day.
Show me the money.
When you hear the word that wins, go to our website at thezone1059.com. Then enter that word to win the $1,000 bank shot. Must be 18 or older to play. This is an Alpha Media company-wide contest. And one winner will be chosen each time. Get ready to play. Get ready to win the $1,000 bank shot. More info and contest rules now at thezone105.9.com. You can let him tell you the winning score of the game. Or he can give you a little life advice.
That's the kind of thing that could warp you for life.
You're right. It's the Afternoon Drive with Jake Wimberly. Weekdays 3 to 6 p.m. Online at thezone1059.com and on your radio at ESPN 1059. The Zone.
Are you ready? Brace yourself.
Now back to the Matt Wyatt Show.
All right, back with you. Rolling along here in hour number 3 of the show today on this Tuesday. Hour 3 presented by Overstreet Properties in Starkville. If you're moving there, staying there, anything in Starkville residential, go to overstreetproperties.com, get the contact info. Today, Homecoming Queen, is National Puppy Day.
I saw that.
I saw it thanks to JB giving me a heads up. Fox College Football, which is becoming a bigger and bigger deal, by the way. And they've added some people. They're adding, who did they add? Stoops, Bob Stoops, to take Urban Meyer's place. Anyway, they do a good job. Fox College Football tweeted, in honor of National Puppy Day, which school's dog mascot is your favorite?
Oh.
They have a picture there.
It would have to be the Bulldog from Mississippi State.
And I wonder if that's all of them. I mean, they have 8 contestants here on their photo. I'll go top left to right. Reveille at Texas A&M, a collie.
Mm-hmm.
The black and tan hound at Tennessee, what's his name?
It's a cool dog.
What is
Smokey?
Smokey, thank you. I couldn't remember it. The white bulldog at Georgia called Ugga. You've got some dog up there top right, don't know. I ain't got a clue.
It's some kind of a husky or a Malamute or a wolf.
Yeah, but I just don't know who it is. I mean, who is that?
Maybe it's a wolf.
Maybe it is a wolf.
I'll put it to you this way. 6 of the 10 dogs, or 6 of the 8 dogs, 3 are huskies and 3 are bulldogs.
Bottom left, Yale Bulldog. Very similar coloration and everything and build to Bully.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Washington Husky. You got another Husky. And then you've got the big dog on the porch, Bully.
So cute.
Bottom right.
So cute.
And I think it's not close. Honestly, I mean, if you're not Bully, then get off the porch. And here's the thing about it, Ugga. Here's the thing about Ugga. Ugga needs somebody to help him get off the porch. Can't do it by himself. Side note, and I hate to, but I don't want any Georgia fans ever getting into any kind of talk with me about Ugga versus Bully. And here's why. I'm going to give you a reason why.
Mm-hmm.
A few years ago, I say a few. Now I take that back. Wait a minute. What? Yeah, so 2 years ago, Mary Liddy in the first grade had a musical that she was a part of one day at school. She had a part in a song that told a story. It was a story in a song. And her part was to sing and deliver the words about some jelly beans that were left in her pocket.
It was called the Jelly Bean Blues.
The Jelly Bean Blues.
It was so cute.
And the jelly beans got left in her pocket. And ultimately, those jelly beans turned into, and I quote, a big blob of goo.
Yeah, it was a really cute song.
It was really cute because she says, now they're just a big blob of goo. And all the other kids go, ooh. And look, when I look at Ugga, I think about that big blob of jelly beans.
What?
He is a big blob of goo.
Matt.
He is Jabba the Hutt. I mean, for Pete's sake.
Matt, he is a cute dog. He's just not comparable to...
Cute? I mean, look at him.
Well, he's just kind of fat. But he's okay. He's a dog. But he's not comparable.
Nope, not comparable.
Let me ask you a question.
I tell you, Reveille up there is pretty cool.
He
How
is.
would you feel if your name was Ugga?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, Ugga. Yeah.
What kind of day you have?
Look, man, if it's 88 degrees or higher, they have to leave him in a doghouse down there on a bag of ice.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
Yeah, I know. What's that all about?
So they can't sing.
That's
Let the dogs out?
Hey, the Texas A&M dog.
Yes,
It
very
looks.
cool.
I mean, he looks like Lassie. He really is a pretty dog.
Yep. Lassie. Yep.
I mean, he really look. You know.
He's cool. He's cool. He sure is.
Yeah, but Bully, takes the cake.
Lots of animals in today's show, Annie. We talked about our 17-pound cat, Al, the dumpster kitty.
Yeah, Al.
Well, I looked it up.
Yeah.
Medium-sized cat.
Uh-huh. That's what Al is? Medium?
No.
No.
He's not at all.
Oh.
Medium-sized cats are from 7 to 13 pounds.
Yeah, we're above that.
He's 17. So large cat, they consider a large cat up to 24 pounds. He's almost there. He's 2 years old.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he doesn't have fat on him.
No, he doesn't.
I mean, like, he's humongous.
He's huge. He's huge.
All right.
So is it National Puppy Day or National Dog Day? I mean, does puppy mean?
It's Puppy Day.
It's Puppy Day.
Puppy.
Because that's what the Gridiron spent 2 hours talking about today.
Oh.
They're trying to.
2 full
Beaver's
hours.
trying to get a rescue, and Chris is trying to get another dog. So,
Aw.
yeah.
Go the rescue route if you can.
Happy Puppy Day to Champ.
Yep.
He came from Starkville.
Sure did. He was a Starkville.
He was born in Stark Vegas.
I'm going to take it, though, and just expand it to more animal talk because it gets us back to a sports topic here. Bama fan. You know, I mentioned that at LSU they've had the rally possum. He said a possum ran across the field at LSU once, and one of the players caught it in a bucket and took it off the field. Crazy.
Oh, my gosh.
So I guess, and then maybe they rallied after that. That's pretty.
On the field?
On the baseball.
How does that happen? What was that possum thinking?
He wasn't?
Yeah.
Clay. So was the rally banana the same year that Terry Powell went viral? He was. All right, so that's a local guy, Jackson Metro, Terry Powell, great guy. I think we had him on the radio show. But Terry, a big fan, he went out there and a local Omaha television station interviewed him for their news story. Well, he played it up.
Oh.
Told him that he sold his wife's boyfriend's fake leg to have the money to buy the tickets.
Oh, my gosh. No, he didn't.
Yes, it is classic.
Oh, my gosh.
I guarantee it's got millions of views on YouTube and stuff.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's great. Somebody texted and said, Matt, Bianco said that Nikhazy will start on Friday. Okay. That's huge news for Ole Miss. They're playing at Alabama this weekend. And so to get Doug Nikhazy back out there.
Is Alabama, are they good this year?
Well, they're better. They're definitely better. And I think they're going to do well because Coach Bohannon over there, new coach.
Does anybody, let's just be real, does anybody Alabama even care about baseball?
No.
I mean, come on.
They don't care about it.
Give me a break.
And that's another big problem they face over there. But they don't care about it.
No, why would they?
Well, good point. But what I've said.
Where do you? Oh, I play baseball at Alabama. Oh, you don't play football?
When
I'm sure they're really good though. I'm not trying to down. I'm not downing the athletes. I'm just saying.
In reality, this is it. They have a good team that's better, and they have a really good coach, Bohannon, who you can trace his career back to John Cohen. Greg Byrne hired him, so you know he's a good coach.
Right.
They have a recently rebuilt stadium. It's very nice. Sewell Stadium, whatever there in Tuscaloosa. I haven't seen it, but everybody says, yeah, it's really nice. And they have a good team. And I mean, they produce big-time players in Alabama. And they're in the SEC, and they're getting better. They won a game last weekend at Arkansas, who was ranked number 1 in the country at the time. Lost the last 2, but they did win 1 game. Anyway, so Ole Miss is there, but Nikhazy is the number 1 pitcher, most experienced for Ole Miss, lefty. But the number 2 guy is Gunnar Hoagland at Ole Miss, who's a former first-round pick, decided to come to college anyway, and right now leads the nation in strikeouts.
Wow.
Yeah. So you add Nikhazy back in there, Ole Miss has a chance to really mow some people down now because they got a little of that it going with them in their lineup and everything. They just got to make sure they keep people healthy, and so getting him back's part of it for sure. Oh, Andrew says, too many Rebels have the Chris Brooks mentality. Getting to Omaha isn't that hard. I'm telling you, they are never going to let him live that down. Y'all stick around.
Brands.
Staples has this year's must-have gifts for working or learning from home.
Like Apple AirPods, great for video conferences or online classes.
And now at Staples, Apple AirPods Pro are just $194. You save $55.
Shop in-store or pick up curbside.
Get the most wonderful deals on gifts this holiday at Staples.
Ends 11/14. In-store only. Limit 2 while supplies last. Curbside available in most stores.
Switch to T-Mobile for Business and get up to 90 days of service free via virtual rebate on your business plan. You get a great deal, the largest 5G network, and first-class benefits like Microsoft 365 on us. It's better for business and only with T-Mobile for Business. Limited time offer. Stop in-store for details. Plus taxes and fees for some plans. Virtual Express MasterCard within 8 weeks of receipt of valid submission. Complete port within 60 days. See T-Mobile.com for 5G devices, coverage, and plan details.
Listening to this Allstate commercial about savings might be the hardest thing about getting those savings. Save for simply becoming an Allstate customer. Save more for adding DriveWise. And save even more for driving safely. Visit Allstate.com or contact your local agent for a quote today. Allstate. Minimum effort, maximum reward.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. Drive-bys is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Why would I sell the car of my dreams for a food truck that wasn't? Or rattle off condiment combinations in my sleep?
Extra mayo, all the mustard, ketchup on the side.
I mean, when did an app become my favorite tool?
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Arrived today. Jeans do come true. Thank you, Blue Delta. Yeah, jeans do come true. That's what the bag says. Blue Delta Jeans makes the best fitting, most comfortable jeans in the world because they are uniquely made for you and only you. Raw denim jeans, custom fit, hand tailored in Tupelo, Mississippi, my hometown. Let's dive in and see what we have here. Do what I did. Visit BlueDeltaJeans.com. Find your fit, design a jean, and before you know it, you'll be addicted. Just for my listeners, enter discount code Matt Wyatt, all lowercase. Again, that's if you listen to me, you can use discount code Matt Wyatt, all lowercase, and at checkout, you're going to get a 10% discount off your order. So I just went online, ordered them, BlueDeltaJeans.com. A couple weeks ago, went in. I didn't go get measured. I just entered, what I knew about myself. I just answered the questions, and here they are at my doorstep a couple weeks later. Nice. Yeah, Blue Delta. Nice. I'm happy. I've known the Blue Delta team for years, and I'm thrilled to have these guys on as a sponsor of this show. Blue Delta's virtual tailor is a fun and easy way to get yourself into the best fitting pair of jeans you're ever going to own. Bet you never thought you'd get a butt shot out of me, huh? How about that? Just answer the questions and they fit absolutely perfectly. They couldn't fit better. So just go online, BlueDeltaJeans.com, answer the questions. It's amazing how they do it. They will fit perfectly. You're not going to find better material and better feeling pants, period, anywhere. BlueDeltaJeans.com. Use this code. Use the code. You're going to get a discount. They are the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. I promise you that. And I know that you are going to love them too. Make sure you use the code. And remember, jeans do come true.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Let me tell you about an ice cream can't be beat.
The very best tasting you can eat.
It's Meadow, 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 Meadow Smooth Freeze Meadow Go. Go to your ice cream man today and here's
Talk right here on the Matt Wyatt Show.
All right, y'all, let's close it out here. We got a few minutes left with you on this Tuesday afternoon. I'm Matt. JB is here. The homecoming queen is here. We figured out who
Mary Litter drive herself to school today.
She rode. She rode with the carpool.
Okay, I was gonna say she's driving home.
Yeah, she's driving. She's learning to drive in the golf cart. She did that this week. She did that this weekend.
Yeah.
She drove up the hill of the driveway, and one wheel got off of it, and she freaked out and jumped out. And I was holding Champ. I'm holding Champ, and it's going in reverse. And I'm like, Mary Liddy, you can't jump out. I need you. I need your foot.
She's like, I don't like how this feels or sounds. I'm out. I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
We got a little ways before we drive.
Well, you got to give her an A+ for her agility.
Yeah.
We figured out who one of the other dogs on the thing on that tweet for the Puppy Day mascot contest. Jared put it on Facebook as Yukon. Yeah, Yukon Huskies.
Yukon.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Thanks, Jared. Appreciate the heads up on that one. Y'all can text or call. Country Please and text line 885-ESPN 601-885-ESPN or call me on the Davini phone 995-1059 601 number 995-1059. How about this? JB, I know you remember this. Annie, you remember this. Okay, so this is all our life. This is from 1987.
Okay.
So we've all got it.
Okay.
On this day, March 23rd, 1987, the Soul Train Music Awards debuted. Y'all remember the intro to Soul Train? Listen to this guy on Soul Train. Listen.
The Soul
Now, I think what we ought to do.
I used to watch that every Saturday morning after American Bandstand.
Yeah. I think what we ought to do is go around the room and each of us try to replicate what he just did.
No.
All right?
I'm not.
Annie, you're
I'm
up
not,
first.
I'm not doing it. You can do it.
Also on this day in 1967, the 100th episode of Bewitched
Oh, I love that show.
was aired on ABC. I get them mixed up. Bewitched, and the other one was
What?
Dream of Jeannie.
I Dream of Jeannie.
They were about the same time. weren't
Loved those
Exactly
shows.
the same time.
Yeah.
I loved them. And Lassie.
Lassie. On this day in 81, CBS announced plans to reduce Captain Kangaroo to a 30-minute show each weekday morning.
I don't remember Captain Kangaroo.
I vaguely remember watching it. I do. It was really small.
And I grew up with it.
Yeah.
Mr.
And then-
Green Jeans.
Yeah.
I feel like I watched
The Dancing
it.
Bear.
Yeah.
I just don't remember.
And then
it.
all these urban legends about him, like, he was like a super duper commando in the special forces in the military and all
Captain
that
Kangaroo?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, his real name's Bob K something maybe.
yeah. And
Captain Kangaroo?
but see, they said all
Mhm.
that same stuff about Mr. Rogers, and I think that turned out not to be true. But, anyway.
Well, don't go busting ranks on the captain now.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
where's this going? We don't want to get in trouble.
I don't know. Check this out. Today is not only National Puppy Day, it is National Chip and Dip Day. This is
Oh.
our day in the Wyatt household.
Nice.
Because what do we love? around
Well, we
here?
love cheese dip.
Chips and
from
queso.
the Mexican restaurant.
Oh, we do too. And my wife makes some of the most killer salsa.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, she makes it
So good.
homemade, fresh. Oh, the house smells wonderful when she makes it.
probably better than Matt's studio smells right now.
Oh,
Gave her a headache. This candle is giving Annabeth a
The
headache.
COVID shot didn't give me a headache.
But my candle did.
Matt did.
Is it a Yankee candle?
No, it's just an off-brand. It's just some random. I don't even know where it came from.
I don't know.
I'm a big fan of the Yankee.
It's just a random candle. Keep it out of here, Matt.
Maybe we should make our own. You make your own, and you could be a millionaire. Make your own brand of candles. Call it Random Candle. And here's the trick.
You don't
They'd have
give-
no scent at all.
There you go.
None.
That would be good for migraine people.
That'd be great for minimalists.
Random Candle. Denzel was telling us a little bit more on the Rally Possum story. Let me get this. All right. So the year was 2016. Arkansas was beating LSU 9-4. Sorry to bring this up, Hog Jowl. Arkansas was beating LSU 9-4 with a few innings left to go. A possum came on the field. They got it off the field, and then LSU rallied and won the game 10-9 in 10 innings.
No, are you serious?
Yeah. So there's the
There's the
origin.
possum
Is
story.
kind of a rat, so why don't they call it the rally rat?
Rally
Yeah.
rat. A little alliteration in there. for you.
Possums make me nervous. They just make me nervous.
Yeah, they're very. They're not too sightly. I mean, they scare you just upon sight. They're nice.
I thought you were being funny there because they don't see well, and you
Well,
said
they
they're
don't.
not too sightly.
What I'm saying is, like, everybody stays away from them because they're so ugly.
They're
but that's
scary.
basically their only defense.
They're scary.
But not really. They can't scratch you. They really can't bite you.
They can bite you.
No.
A possum?
No, it ain't gonna bite you. I mean, just walk over, pick him up.
Okay.
By the tail, yes.
Next time I see a possum, I'll get you to just pick it up.
Most of the time when you see possums, they're playing possum, though.
There you go.
Right. That's the old joke is the rival fans will say of their rival school, they should call them not the Tennessee Volunteers. They should call them the Tennessee Possums. Why should they call them the Tennessee Possums? Because they play dead at home and get killed on the road. That's the whole.
Oh my gosh.
That joke's been around. Hey, speaking of possums, this gives me an opportunity. One of my favorite songs of all time by the Tennessee Mafia Jug Band. The title of the song is 5 Pounds of Possum.
Please
just
don't
real quick.
play that.
No, it's just real quick.
It's a.
Just a few lines. Listen to the words.
I'm out of a job now, so I'm just driving home. An hour after sundown, and what to my delight, 5 pounds of possum in my headlight tonight.
Don't give me the wrap it up signal, Annie. This is good entertainment.
Okay.
See that possum gravy, what a wonderful sight. 5 pounds of possum in my headlights tonight.
Okay.
I mean, this is really good homespun entertainment. Why do you hate it so much?
On the Beverly Hillbillies, didn't she used to say, let's eat possum?
They would eat possum. Have you ever eaten possum?
No. Why would you even ask me that?
I have eaten raccoon.
Good for you. Why would you ask me if I've ever eaten possum?
No, it was not good for me.
No, it was not.
No, it's greasy. I mean,
Tastes
it was
like chicken.
No, it doesn't. I mean, it was meat.
I don't want to know.
And it was barbecued.
Oh.
But there was enough barbecue sauce on it to kind of cover up any of the tang in there. You know,
I'm done with this conversation. I can't handle it. Gross.
It had a wild taste to it.
Yeah.
Kind of a wild taste.
Okay, then.
Kind of a, eating garbage out behind the church. Like that's what you've been living off of for the last.
Really? Oh, Matt.
That possum must have been living off the garbage can.
You need to save your color commentary for the football field. I don't want to hear any more about possum and raccoon eating.
I'd like to promote the show that comes up next on 105.9 The Zone.
Yeah.
With Jake and appropriately named for today's subject matter, Beaver. Jake Wimberly and Beaver, they've got The Drive coming up, Tuesday edition. And in about a half hour from right now, if you're listening here on the radio on 105.9 The Zone, they're going to interview Kendall Rogers from D1Baseball.com. Go over, who's where, talk about Ole Miss getting the KZ back, talk about State taking 2 out of 3 from the Rally Possum last weekend down there in Possum Country. They're going to also talk with Bill Bender from the Sporting News today, and he just tweeted that out, and that's how I know all that stuff. So y'all tune in for that also. Annie, a couple minutes left. I really do apologize for my candle in the studio giving you a headache.
It's fine. Just don't let it happen again.
Yeah.
Aren't you so thankful, though, that this year that you're able to watch baseball? I mean, it seems.
Let me tell you something.
Like
Annie.
last time, that was sad.
It was sad, and
I'm sure those players, how awful, and coaches.
It's tomorrow. 2 months from this Thursday, exactly 2 months from this Thursday, will be the first day of the SEC baseball tournament in Hoover, and as you know, it's
2 weeks from
2 months
from
this Thursday.
Okay.
May the 25th.
Yeah, and you and your dad always go, and you didn't get to go last year.
And it's my favorite, way more so than football media days in Birmingham, which is more like work, and there's no actual games going on. Very seldom do I go and fight everything in Nashville to go to the SEC basketball tournament, but going to Hoover for the baseball tournament every year is my favorite thing to do as a radio person, sports fan, every year. And
you love it.
And it hit me today when I saw that on the calendar. Hey, it'll be 2 months from Thursday. I just thought, I cannot wait to go back there. It'll be hot and sunny and warm. We'll be sweating when we set up radio equipment. And they'll be out there getting the field ready at Regions Park. And I'll be meeting Dad. We'll probably spend 2 or 3 days together.
That'll be good.
Watching baseball and doing radio live from the ballpark. And I just cannot wait.
Have a hot dog.
And part
peanuts.
of the hot dog and peanuts. Part of the fun of that event too, is seeing the Rally Possums and the LSU fans and the Arkansas fans and Auburn and Alabama and Tennessee and whoever's there.
You left Ole Miss out. Way
seeing
to go.
Them too.
Way to go, Matt.
That was not intentional.
Well, we'll see about that.
I live with an Ole Miss fan. Why would I want to go somewhere else to see one?
Oh, good comeback.
Recovery.
Nice.
That's how it's done.
You've had a lot of experience.
Okay.
Tomorrow's the hump day.
Yep, boys and girls, see y'all tomorrow on Hump Day. For
Bye-bye.
JB, for the homecoming queen, we will see y'all
Mr. and
tomorrow.
Mrs. White, always good to be with you.
See ya.
Another load of smart pills has been distributed, and I'm slap worn out. So I'll just say, so long, neighbors. Get me out of here, Percy.
March Madness is back. How low can you go with auto loan rates as low as 0.99% APR?
Another load of smart pills has been distributed, and I'm slap worn out. So I'll just say, so long, neighbors. Get me out of here, Percy.